Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it might be where you are. It's afternoon here. It's time for everyone's favorite Wednesday afternoon activity on YouTube. Wednesday afternoon live with SaleenDriver, me. This is episode 80, and that's a pretty good track record, I think. Um, you know, they said, you know who they are. I don't know who they are, but they said that I wouldn't be able to last very long. And here we are, 80 episodes later, doing doing the damn thing. Why does my camera look fuzzy, or is it just my eyeballs? Well, whatever. Tennessee Mike was here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here now. Jacob's here. Ballard Sports Media is here. Good to see you, sir. So you decided to join my stream instead of doing one of your own. Good job. Battle Angel's here. Neo's here. Pizza Woman is here. The usual cast of characters. People I like to see in here. Ballard wants to talk about Auburn. You're the only one who wants to talk about Auburn, sir. Nobody cares. Oh, hang on a minute. No, don't care about that. The only thing I want to hear from you people is your father's watch is ready. Jesse J is here. Good to see you. Ballard says he has a busy day. So yeah, I just got back from my folks' house a little bit ago. I feel a little tired, but otherwise I'm okay. I don't see why my camera is. That's a little better, maybe. Jeff Webster's here. Good. Let's see. My daughter is upstairs. She showed up on Friday and continues to be here, but she allegedly is going back to school today. I'm not sure if I believe it, but we'll see. But she may at some point ask me to help her load her car up. So by then, people in the StreamYard, so I'll just close my camera for a few minutes and load her car up, and then properly say goodbye to my child. Since as much as I like you guys, you're not as important as my daughter. Yeah, sorry, just saying. One thing I've noticed, I wanted to cover this real quick. One thing I've noticed is, I understand the nature of this environment. Hang on, I got to clean something up here real quick. I understand the nature of the environment that we're in with respect to we're all different supporters of different college football teams and so on and so forth. There's a lot of trash talking. Well, I guess you just want to get out of Tampa, Jeff. That's probably more like it. And the nature of this group is trash talking college football. But I really find it very amusing. It doesn't bother me. I find it really, really amusing. It's some Georgia fans. I'm not naming names, but some Georgia fans. You beat a team as badly as you beat a team, and yet you continue to pound on their coach. The man is no threat to you, and yet he lives rent-free in your heads. I understand he's a clown. I understand he's not your particular preference, and he's not your coach. So fair game to trash talk. But this week, after the Georgia beating of Florida, has been incessant about Dan Mullen. I don't get it. You beat him. You got a game this in a couple of days, moving forward, and yet Dan Mullen was rent free in every Georgia Bulldog fan's head, and I really don't get that. I mean, I'm not obsessed with a hatred of Kirby Dumb. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kirby Smart. I'm not obsessed with Kirby Smart. He's made some questionable decisions. He's not perfect. He is the coach of the number one team in the country, but you won. You had your Roman triumph. You had your pound of flesh. Next. I just, I mean, it doesn't bother me as much as it amuses me that my team's head coach bothers you people so much that you can't stop talking about him even after you beat him soundly on national television. I just found that funny. I was going to do a walk and talk video on it, but I figured, that took 30 seconds. Now what am I supposed to do? So I just thought I'd mention it. It just struck me as funny is all. TikTok Chess Hall's here. That's good. That's good. Yes, we know Mullen is a clown, Pizza Woman. Nobody. Why is my camera continuing to unfocus? I don't get it. Does it look blurred to you guys, or is it just my eyeballs that say it's blurred? Yeah, Mullen is a clown. You've got everyone in Gator Nation saying it now. I mean, it's not news, but it just seems to be an obsession with Georgia fans, and I don't understand it. Yes, I understand, Pizza. He is a clown. Gator Nation is not fighting you on this one. His seat right now is so hot it's being lit with a blowtorch. But I just thought I'd point it out. Well, Battle Angel, your boyfriend bought me the camera, so yeah, I guess it is a clown. So never mind. Vodka drinker, who would I think is a decent replacement? Well, the usual suspects. Luke Fickle comes to mind. I don't know. I haven't really sat down and thought about it. I've got a lot. I got a lot of other things on my mind right now besides college football, so I haven't really thought about who's a suitable replacement for Dan Mullen. I don't know. Hopefully somebody that pisses off Georgia fans. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that video, Ballard, about he's I didn't agree with all of it, but I did agree with the part about the recruiting. So, Ballard says Muschamp. Let me see here. Hang on a second. Hang on. Go sit in the corner for a while, Ballard. Let's see. Anyone who uses the word Muschamp gets an automatic timeout. New rule of the house. The word Muschamp equals automatic timeout. Well, yeah, Jeff, I don't disagree with that. I mean, a lot of the trolling we do here, no matter who we're talking about, is just repeating the same things over and over. I mean, Florida fans can troll Kirby on being a coach that actually not only has made bad quarterback decisions, but physically drove a quarterback out of the program and out of the state. I mean, you can troll Mullen on his wife. You troll Mullen on the Franks versus Trask thing. You can troll him on the Darth Vader thing, the bad dancing thing, the I don't know. It's the same thing. There's no new material here, but I find it funny that um, that the team was beaten soundly, and yet this whole week I've seen nothing but videos about Mullins a clown. Yeah, all right, Mullins a clown. You also beat him badly, so concentrate on the next game. I just don't get it. Let's see. TikTok Chess Hall gets timeout for that one. Another new rule. You suggest Grant that for anything other than fired, and you timed out. At this point, Jeff Webster, Ron's look looks pretty good. But Galen Hall, I don't even think Galen Hall is still alive. But Galen Hall, geez, there's a name out of the past. Good afternoon, Jerry. Yep. Yeah, well, Braves winning the series, whoop-de-doo. It's baseball. But conservatives winning, yeah, that was nice to see, but I wasn't really going to talk about that very much. But yeah, I haven't seen any updates on the New Jersey race. Last I saw, literally, I literally heard this earlier this afternoon that I can't pronounce his name, but the Republican candidate for governor in New Jersey had retaken the lead by 700 votes. And then the commentator was saying, well, they'll just call up Tony Soprano or Don Corleone and manufacture the votes that's needed to get Murphy reelected. And it probably ain't wrong. I mean, if there's one state in the entire union that's perfected the art of stealing an election and manufacturing votes where none exist, it's definitely New Jersey. But the fact that New Jersey is even in play is a big surprise. What I found was a big surprise last night was not Virginia, not New Jersey, but the fact that in three places, San Francisco, Seattle, and I think Minneapolis, or maybe it was I think it was Minneapolis. They had referendums on various ideas of defunding the police, and they all failed. Which I found in those deep, deep, deep blue cities and locations, the fact that one of the signature issues of defunding the police went down in flames in all three places. So very surprising to me. But yeah, if you're a conservative, last night was stupendous. It was fantastic. It was a big victory. If you are a progressive or a liberal or a socialist or a Marxist, you woke up this morning and you were not happy. But that's the nature of politics. The next election cycle, could be more surprises. Yes, Wilkie, we're aware of that. Thank you. Yeah, Jerry Wells, you're right. In New Jersey, it's what's called nut cutting time. P Digits is here. Good to see you, sir. No, I'm not very touchy today, Wilkie. I just, you're gonna throw those idiotic names at me, and I'm tired of seeing their names. Vodka drinker, off topic, but I was watching Thunderbolt and Lightfoot today, and I'm still curious why dude had all those rabbits in his trunk. That's for Webster. God, it's been so long since I saw Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. I couldn't tell you. Hey, Pixie and Pete's here. Good to see you. Mike Vick is here. Good to see you, sir. If you are a Braves fan, last night was fantastic. That is true. I am not a Braves fan. Yeah, Wilkie, the camera is blurry. I don't know why. I can't get it to stop. Sometimes putting my hand up like that, maybe close the camera and wait for it to come back to life. Anyway, I'm going to drop the StreamYard link here in a minute. See if that comes back to life. No, it just won't focus. I have no idea why. No, that got better. No, maybe if I don't move around so much. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, before I drop the StreamYard link, want to thank you all for showing up. I want to thank you all for the thumbs ups that I've already gotten. Don't forget to click the thumbs up at some time during the video. Also, the super chat function is available to us all at the bottom of the chat window. If you feel like you would like to contribute to the SaleenDriver Grail Watch Fund, please feel free to make use of it. Always appreciated, never expected. Also, PayPal link is in the description. Again, always appreciated, never expected. And Lizard Circus is here. Good to see you. Tiger Baskins, good to see you, sir. I've been thinking about hitting it with a hammer, J-Dub, but quite honestly, I'm so tired today, I don't think I could give it a good whack with a hammer at all. So anyway, there's the link to the StreamYard. Remember, I need you to turn your camera on so I can see who you are before I let you in. So have your camera ready. No camera, no get on. My thoughts, Jerry wants to know my thoughts on the first playoff rankings. I really don't have any real dispute with the first playoff ranking. Georgia being ranked first, I understand. I don't really think Alabama should have been ranked second, maybe third. But two plays three anyway, so having Michigan third or Michigan second really doesn't, Michigan State, I should say, third or second doesn't matter either way. So I'm good with that. And number 4 was what, Oregon? Yeah, it was Oregon, wasn't it? I'm okay with that. First out is Ohio State, if I remember, and Cincinnati got ranked 6th. I'm okay with that too, except the fact that Oklahoma is ranked 8th over Cincinnati. I still don't believe in the group of 5 teams being ranked ahead of Power 5 teams. Group of 5 teams don't play anybody. Group of 5 teams play group of 5 teams, except for Cincinnati played Notre Dame. Big deal. They played Indiana. Indiana's got a losing record. Who is this?
Hey, what's going on, Saleen?
Hey, what's up, man? So, I mean, I have no real problem with the way the first playoff rankings were presented, except I think Cincinnati's ranked too high and
I do.
Oklahoma's ranked too low. Other than that, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I do disagree with the rankings, but I think the great thing about it is it's all going to be settled soon. I mean, Georgia and Alabama are probably going to play. Michigan and Ohio State will play, so it's going to be settled. So that's the great thing about it.
And Pixie and P was talking about it earlier on his sitting and talking stream. He didn't really have much of a problem with it either. Hey, what's up, J Dub? Hang on. Okay, nice picture of your eyeballs, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Wilkie, Cincinnati is too high. I don't see a group of 5 team being ranked that high ahead of an undefeated. Oklahoma's still undefeated, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oklahoma's undefeated.
So why is Oklahoma 8 and Cincinnati 6?
Because I guess they're using the eye test.
Well, the eye test is that Cincinnati hasn't played anybody.
I agree. I think
except for
Oklahoma
Indiana and Notre Dame, and Indiana's got a losing record.
I think Oklahoma should be higher as well. I'm just telling you why I think
Played anybody.
that they are that low. I agree.
What's up, Pete?
What's up, Saleen? How you doing, man?
Hey, Pete.
Oh, always an honor to have one of the big dogs in my stream.
Where are they at?
Well, you have your own.
No, I'm not a big dog.
You have Collins shows. That's next level.
Anybody can do that.
Well, anybody who has the money to do it.
Hey, I have a question for you.
I spend all my money on watches.
Well, that leads into my question. This is a non-football related question. I have a watch question for you.
Shoot.
So, I'm a big fan of the G-Shocks.
Yeah, most everyone is. I'm late to the party, but I am a fan of G-Shocks.
Is there a G-Shock that has a black band and a black dial with a white face? I've seen the all white G-Shocks before.
Yeah. Black band, black dial. No, black band, black case.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it. I'm not a watch guy.
Yeah, and you want a white dial, but okay. I'm sure there is. I would just have to go find one.
Okay.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Ballard?
What's up, man?
What's up,
Hey, what's up, Pete?
What's up, Ballard?
Now Lou has sort of the exact mirror opposite of what you're talking about.
What do you
He
mean?
has the white one with a black dial.
Oh,
So you want a round one or the square one?
round.
Okay. Let me hunt.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. Similar to this one. I'm going to put it up here. This one just has an orange face, but instead of the orange, white.
Okay. I have I just did a video on one similar to that. It's pretty much all blue with some orange highlights.
Here's one for Pete. There you go.
What is that, Genova?
Citizen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Henry Ruggs driving 156 miles per hour. Oh, wow.
He was that fast?
Yeah, and it says he was on a 0.161 alcohol level, which I don't really know much about that, but I'm guessing.
That's pretty bad.
But I'm
double
guessing
the
that's
limit.
high.
That's double the limit. 0.08 is the legal limit in most states.
Oh, I know that, but that's all I
What was he
know.
driving that he could go 156? Where he had some kind of Lamborghini or something? Or I mean, how was he going 156?
I think he did have a sports car.
I mean, Jeff, these players have millions and millions of dollars. He probably bought a really fast car.
They said it was a Chevy, probably a Camaro.
Yeah, obviously he has a fast car, Jacob. I was just
Maybe it's
wondering
Corvette.
what.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Maybe it was
I was just clarifying.
Let me pull up a picture. Maybe I can see it.
Prayers to that woman though and their family.
You made some great points today, Pete, and sorry to hear that you lost your friend. I lost a very good friend of mine about a month before we started our junior year of high school to a drunk driving accident. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, thank you.
Drunk driving is just wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just if you're drunk, just get an Uber or walk home. It's that simple.
Look,
When I had
I was still married, and it was actually the day before Christmas Eve in 1994,
There's a
and
Corvette.
my wife and I were coming back from a party at a friend of hers, kind of in a rural area. And she was too drunk to drive, and I thought I was okay to drive. And there was a lot of snow, and I was going too fast, and it was because I had booze in me, and I put us in the ditch. And neither one of us was badly hurt, but I realized, holy shit, I could have just killed my wife. I could have just killed me. I could have just killed my wife. And I have to say, I have to admit that was the day before Christmas Eve, 1994, the last time that I remember driving when I would consider myself having any kind of booze in my system whatsoever. It scared the hell out of me.
My teacher told me a story about that. She said when she was in high school, that happened to her. She was driving while under the influence, and then she ran into a tree, I think, or something.
when I had my wreck a couple months back, they didn't make me they made me do a sobriety test or whatever, but they found nothing, and I'm like, you ain't gonna find anything. Like, I just ran a red light, that's it.
Brand new car, oak tree, you're in my way.
Too much
Take this how you want it. I've never been in a car accident before, so thank God for that.
Can you drive?
You're young. Just wait.
I know.
Do you drive, Jacob? Because I know you're like you've said you're like 16 or whatever, right?
No, I said 13.
Well,
I thought you were like 15 or something. I don't know.
it sounds like they've got plenty to get rugs on. So Henry will be swept under the rug. He's gone.
His career is done. Whether he's in jail
His
or
life
not,
his life is over. He's off to jail.
It's
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, and Jerry Wells says the easy way to ruin your entire life with one mistake, and that's what it was. It was a mistake.
Yep. He obviously
It does
wasn't
not make
intentional.
Henry Ruggs a terrible person.
No, I agree with that.
And that's what I'm seeing. Of course, social media is a shithole to begin with.
Yeah, pretty much.
But people are pretending as if
it's
the guy
horrible.
now did this on purpose and he had bad intentions. He's a 22-year-old kid with millions of dollars, made a bad decision, and now he's got to live the rest of his life as with the
Behind bars.
He's no more of a bad person than the helicopter pilot that crashed and killed himself and Kobe and everybody on board. It was just one guy making an innocent mistake, and the consequences ended up being fatal.
Now, did anyone actually get hurt in his
Yes.
accident?
Yes. Somebody.
Yeah,
died.
the other person was
Okay.
killed.
Somebody,
passenger
somebody
died in
That's
the
why
wreck.
That's why his life is
Not
over.
Henry Ruggs' passenger. It was the car he hit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why his
But
life
then
is over.
But his
passenger
girlfriend's
was
in
badly
critical
injured.
condition.
I thought I read somewhere where the woman that he was with was badly injured as well.
Wait a minute, let me pull it out. I just had the article up. Hang on, I'll read it.
I really want to show this, but I don't know if I guess
150.
it doesn't matter.
Former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III was driving 156 miles an hour with a blood alcohol content, twice Nevada's legal limit, before his car slammed into the rear of a vehicle that burned, killing a 23-year-old woman, according to prosecutors.
There you go.
Ruggs had his initial court appearance Wednesday, today, on felony charges of driving under the influence of alcohol, resulting in death and reckless driving that could get him up to 26 years in state prison if convicted.
Yep.
He won't get that.
Raiders cut Ruggs, of course, because that's what they should do.
I bet at most he probably gets 5
There
years.
you go, Saleen.
Well, let me tell you what happened to my friend. In 2000, he got into a car with another friend of mine. They were all drinking. Car full of people, 5 people, in a Firebird. They got on the interstate and they were coming home from a drinking party downtown Charleston, headed back up north where we live. And 3 or 4 of the cars, all sports cars, decided they were going to race on the interstate.
Oh no!
They got up over 100 miles an hour. My friend was sitting in the back seat, in the middle of the back seat between 2 girls. The car swerved, hit the guardrail on an overpass, and my friend was ejected out of the T-tops of the car, or out of the sunroof, onto the road below, and died. So the driver of the car, he got sentenced with vehicular manslaughter. He got sentenced to 10 years in prison. He only did 2.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
So well, my guess would be with Henry Ruggs' money, he will probably get sentenced to around that and probably do around the same. I wouldn't see him doing more than 2 years in prison. I don't know what's going to happen with the other passenger in the car. If she's in critical condition and she dies, it might be worse. But my guess is the amount of money he has and the lawyers he has, he'll be able to pay off the family. That'll be part of a plea deal, and to lessen his sentence. And he probably won't do more than a couple years. So his life isn't ruined in that way. His career might be over though. So it's
A
hard.
wide receiver's career is pretty short.
Now, what do you think? What do you think the NFL is the NFL going to try to do something to make sure he doesn't play again, or do you think
they
it's
won't.
What would they do?
They're not.
just ban him? I don't know.
I mean, listen, you got guys out there beating women and all kinds of other stuff,
They're not going to.
and still playing. I mean,
That's
I mean,
true.
they didn't do anything
Like them in
to
the
Mike
league
Vick
right
when he
now.
got out of prison, did they?
I mean, didn't Plexico Burris have a he had that incident in the
well, he just shot himself.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't think he was legally allowed to have that gun, and yet he was still eligible. I don't know. I don't remember if he ever played again, but he was not banned from the league, and he was carrying around a gun that he shouldn't have had.
Right. I don't suspect the league is going to do anything to Ruggs. They'll let the legal system handle it, and then if like Pete says, it'll take a year for this thing to go to trial. If in 5 years Henry Ruggs is walking around free and he's got the talent still for somebody to give him a contract, will the league stop him? I would doubt it.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
As long as he doesn't have something else happen between
the
now
thing is that
and
his
November.
prison.
What can he have happen, Ballard? He's going to be in prison, probably.
Yeah,
He'll be in jail.
prison is his punishment. The NFL won't do anything.
Well, the NFL is still willing to let degenerates like Kareem
Hunt.
Deshaun somebody or other.
Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of degenerates.
Well, they haven't settled on the
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I don't call them
Watson
national felons.
Sean Watson hasn't been charged with anything.
Right.
Yeah, but they'd be willing to let him play even after all that crap.
If any one of us,
a mistake by this guy Ruggs, and Pete is right. This is a mistake. This was not done with intent. This was not done with malice aforethought. This was, a young 20-something did something really, really dumb, and unfortunately somebody.
I would
died.
venture to say that over half the people in this chat, or at least watching the stream, has got behind the wheel and had too much to drink.
Well, that's what I said.
No.
Is what happened to him could have easily happened to me.
I've never been
Yeah.
behind the wheel before.
When I was that age, I was reckless.
you're a kid.
Right.
Well, you're a kid,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
So come
I
on.
mean,
But I've gotten behind the wheel before. I was not impaired drunk, but I've gotten behind the wheel of a car before when I had no business physically of driving. This had to do with
think of this.
pain or something like that.
Think about this, because this happens a lot of times too. This has happened to everybody in here. You're driving down the road, and you're on a very familiar stretch of road. You know where you're at, and it's 14 minutes to where you're going, and all of a sudden you're there.
yeah.
You didn't even realize you just drove like 12 miles, and you're like, wait, I don't even remember it. I mean, you kind of, faded out because everything was so familiar. So your mind just went on autopilot. You know what I'm talking about? You have that little road haze,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
or let's say Ruggs is tired. He's just tired. And instead of going 156, he's going 66. And he falls asleep at the wheel and he swerves over and hits this gal and kills her. It's the alcohol involved that's the
Yeah.
key here. If
I mean,
this
he
had
made
been
a dumb mistake without question. And he'll be
right,
punished.
right.
He'll be punished for it. You know.
And he'll be punished less than any of us would be because ka-ching.
No, I
Yeah.
disagree.
Hey, Slim, how you doing, man? Good to see you here.
Because you've got the money.
I've driven before with a migraine headache that could cripple a person. I've driven with back pain, back spasms. I've driven and I've driven to the point where I was falling asleep at the wheel, and several times I actually pulled over and just took a nap in the car. But I mean, so there's various types of physical impairment, not just alcohol. Like J Dub said, I mean, if this guy was doing the same driving and had the same accident, and all it was because he fell asleep at the wheel, we wouldn't be talking about this. This would be, a tragedy. You fell asleep at the wheel, or you passed out behind the wheel. The alcohol is the thing that brings this to next level, and is gonna end. I don't know if it'll end his career, but for all intent and purposes, his career goes full stop for at least several years. It's going to cost him a lot of money. His reputation is destroyed, and let's not lose sight of the fact that somebody died in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily died.
Right. Yeah.
And there's another woman, his passenger, who is, I read the article, the injuries are called not life-threatening, but I don't know what that means. I mean, you can die from a fat embolism from a broken arm. I mean,
Yeah.
So, you've got one injured person, one dead person, and I think there was a dog involved. I don't know what happened to the dog. This is just a complete and utter tragedy all around. And there's no easy solution except just let the legal process go. I hope the NFL stays quiet in this whole thing. The one thing I've seen in a lot of these events that really angers me from a libertarian standpoint, if you will, is somebody does a transgression and the legal system gets involved. The first thing the National Felons League does is suspend the guy or expel him from the league or anything. Yeah. And they didn't let the legal process go through. And, that's guilty until proven innocent by the NFL. Now I realize the NFL
kind of like how Deshaun Watson hasn't been in any legal trouble yet, so he hasn't been stopped by the league. Right.
My thing on the Deshaun Watson thing is an excellent example is, okay, what he did looks really, really bad and really, really dumb and really, really embarrassing, but STFU and let the legal process go through first, then the no fun league can jump down his throat or jump up his ass.
No. Mike Vick in the comments. Mike Vick in the comments.
To be honest,
he thinks that Ruggs should get 20 years for this.
No.
Where's that?
That's what Mike Vick said. I don't know.
People that kill people on purpose don't get 20 years.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
As far as Deshaun Watson goes,
Ruggs is facing about 20 years for vehicular manslaughter or whatever they're going to throw at him. But like Pete and others have said, the man's got a lot of money. He's going to hire really, really good lawyers.
Also, when you see that stuff on the legal end, they always stack as many charges as they can on top of it. So that way when they plea down, they plea down to lesser charges. And there's a lot like if this was his first offense, all that stuff comes into it.
Well, my belief in this whole thing is he's got a shitload of problems coming in the near and mid and long term from a dozen different directions, including his former employer now. the family of the woman he killed, or more precisely, who died in the accident. His passenger's probably going to come after him. He's got the state of Nevada is going to come after him. This guy is going to be in a world of financial and otherwise hurt for a very long time. But let the legal process.
I find it. I really find it disturbing that people love to hand out long prison sentences to other people. I mean, I just don't understand that mentality. Now, it'd be one thing if he went out and purposely injured or killed a person with malicious, violent intent. But to put somebody in jail for basically the rest of their life for a mistake, to me, I can't wrap my head around that.
Now you see, a long time ago, I read I used to read voraciously a magazine called Car and Driver, very similar to Motor Trend or Road and Track. And one of their staff writers did an article on drunk driving. And he had a paragraph in there that has always stuck with me. That was really, really, in my mind, brilliant. He said, if you, and this was back in the 80s, so understand the context. If you hate someone a lot in your town, and you really want to, here's what you do. Go out and you get blind, staggering, out of control, drunk, and go drive into him and kill him as he's going out to his mailbox. At best, legally, you'll get a slap on the wrist. And that was before the advent of MAD and tougher drunk driving laws and things like that. But that always stuck with me that you can kill someone driving drunk, even in 2021, and it's treated differently than if you pulled a gun on them and blew their brains out. I don't know why that is. I mean, alcohol is a legally consumed product in this country. It's legal to own a car. It's legal to drive. And if you have a clean record and you kill somebody driving drunk, the penalties are so much less than if you just outright murdered him.
And how many times does somebody pull a gun and shoot their friend because they're drunk and they got in a fight?
Oh, I'm sure it happens.
Same thing. They're just drunk. They're not in control of their emotions, and they're not thinking rationally. And instead of having a 4,000-pound automobile, they've got a Glock 9 in their hand.
Well, let me say this.
Or truly mentally unstable.
Let me say this. Let's say that he gets probation out of this. Never goes to prison, never does anything like that. But he goes through all of his money. Maybe he doesn't get back in the league because teams don't want to touch him or anything like that. His playing career is over, doesn't have any money. Is that not justice in a sense?
I mean,
it's not all about going to prison. I'm just,
prison ain't
as bad as they make it out to be.
I really don't wish this guy's life be absolutely ruined because of admittedly a really, really bad mistake, but this is a mistake. I don't think his life should be absolutely destroyed. What is he, a 25-year-old man?
Well, Mike, he's about child and animal abusers. Those are abusers. Those are people that are committing violent acts on purpose to people. Drunk drivers. Look, if we're gonna, then why don't we just lock everybody that gets charged with DUI up for 20 years? Because you know what, they might have killed somebody. Well, what's the difference?
There isn't.
There isn't one. Of course, there isn't one.
No, but you can't do that. There is a legal process that has to be done. I don't want to jump ugly on this guy Ruggs.
Yeah.
Whether this accident happened, yesterday or day before. I'm not. What day was it? But
it was like
there's a legal process to go through. Let the process. Come on, you Alabama guys know all about the process. Let the process.
I'm perfectly prepared to let the courts play it out.
Yeah.
And they will.
I
It'll
love
be
these
high
keyboard
profile.
warriors that they want to draw and quarter this poor kid. Oh, he's not a kid, but this poor guy, they want to draw and quarter him before all the facts come in.
Now,
Although
here's
a lot of
here's
the facts
the,
that are out there now are pretty damning, but let's let
Yeah.
the process go.
The
It's
real
not
question
up
I
to
have.
us to judge him.
Yeah, the real question that I have about this is, okay, let's say that he doesn't go to jail, but obviously there's going to be something on him and restrictions. And let's say they tell him, yeah, you can still play in the NFL and everything and blah, blah, blah. Who's going to sign him up after this whole deal, though? That's the thing. I mean, is anyone really going to take a chance
have you seen the rosters of some of these teams, Ballard? I mean,
That's true. That is
Some,
on a football
some
team.
some people would, but he's not getting a big deal.
right.
I don't know.
No, it does. Some team that's thin on receivers will sign him very quietly, no fanfare. Give him maybe not league minimum, but they'll give him a decent contract, but not a superstar contract. And you know what? Okay, here's an example that I'm somewhat hesitant to use.
Tyreek Hill has been running around for 10 years, beating anything with a heartbeat, and he's got a max deal.
That's
Okay.
true. I didn't think about that.
Here's the thing. Here's an example of if you want to call it redemption from my world. NASCAR. I don't know if you're familiar with what happened to a very, very talented young driver named Kyle Larson. Yes, no? Okay.
No.
I don't watch NASCAR.
Okay. During COVID, NASCAR was doing some, that race, the racing the simulators, linking them together, and the drivers would be in their little homes and they would be driving simulated races until NASCAR got back to running real races. Kyle Larson was a very young, and Slim, I see you back there. I'll rotate you in as soon as I can.
Yeah, give me just a
Kyle
minute or two.
Larson
And I'll
was
pop off.
what?
I just said, give me a minute or two and I'll pop off.
Okay. Kyle Larson was really talented young driver. He come up through the ranks. He was a really good driver on a decent team, not a great team. Right. He was doing a racing sim with a whole bunch of guys, and he made a pass on somebody, and he shouted out, "I got you," N-word, on a broadcast.
Damn.
Oh, no, the word. Oh, God. So he got suspended. NASCAR kicked him out. His team fired him. I think it was Richard Childress Racing. RCR fired him. He lost all his sponsors. NASCAR basically sent him off into the netherworld. He was the routine. He went through what they call it, sensitivity training. He did all the right. He apologized profusely. He bowed and scraped to the right people. He got, several people to believe that are prominent leaders in the world to believe he was contrite and expressed enough contrition. And he was signed to Hendricks Racing, which is actually a better team than Richard Childress. The man won multiple races this year and is probably right now, with one race left, the odds-on favorite to win the NASCAR championship in the Sprint Cup.
Vodka Drinker has
That's a redemption story, my friends.
Michael Vick, not our Michael Vick, but the actual Michael Vick, the dog killer. This guy killed like 1,000 fucking dogs, and he's an announcer on ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wasn't Michael Irvin caught with a bunch of cocaine?
I guess he's rehabbed from killing all those dogs.
Yeah. Everyone loves a redemption story, right?
Redemption story.
Even if the circumstances.
Let's throw Henry Ruggs away for 20 years for an accident. That makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, you didn't throw some guy you threw a guy away for a year and then let him back into the sport for saying, one of the forbidden words. And, whatever happened to sticks and stones, but never mind that. And now he's about to win the NASCAR top level. He's not in one of the secondary levels. This is the top level, and he's on national TV winning. I think he's won like 8 races this year. He's had a lights out year, and he's about to win the NASCAR championship. And this guy a year or so ago was destroyed. So you can make it back. What Ruggs will probably have to do is they'll go through all the legal stuff, and if he really wants to get back into football, he'll have to go through training programs and alcohol rehab programs, and he'll probably have to speak in front of high schools and colleges and grade schools, and do the mea maxima culpa and prostrate himself in front of God knows how many crowds before they'll say, okay, enough, you can play. And they'll probably take about 5 years or so. No opinion on that?
There.
Just nothing.
Well, I kind of agree with Saleen and Pete, but to Vic's point, I mean, if he was drunk, it is a DUI. That's a felony. You kill somebody during the commission of a felony, that is the legal definition of murder too.
That's true.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, let the legal process play itself out.
I agree.
It's on his record for a year.
I completely agree. Let it pull out. I mean, if it turns out he's had one drink and he was well under the limit, fine. There ain't no problem with that. I know 100 people that can have one drink and they're still fine to drive.
My whole point is intent, and I've known 100 people, including myself, who've got behind the wheel of a car, and they probably shouldn't have been, especially if you're young. And if I would have been rich enough at 22 to afford a Corvette, things might have been different. I might not be here talking to you right now. The whole point is that it doesn't make you a bad person, and it just and aside from this point in its own right, I think as Americans we have a fascination with any time a celebrity fucks up, we're just ready to throw them away. We have some sort of fascination with just.
Well, a lot of people are envious, is how I feel. A lot of people are already envious of people for having money. So when they F up, it's like, yes.
My point is, how can we forgive somebody like Mike Vick, who's fighting dogs and has a goddamn burial ground on his property of all these dogs, and he's on TV. He went back in the league, played again. He's on TV now. Everyone loves the guy, but somehow Henry Ruggs is a terrible person.
Not me. I think.
I don't.
Christian, I'll rotate you back in later. Just stay
really
away.
I think it's because people
I really don't get the
key. Lock him up, throw away the key, right? Because everyone's fucking perfect.
I really don't get the Mike because especially what society is these days, they're digging up shit on people from 15 years ago, trying to get them fired from every job they've had and every job they will have.
Yeah. Well, I guess the thing about the Michael Vick deal
makes a good point. I'm sorry, Tiger, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's just because people view people more important than dogs or more valuable than dogs. I'm not saying I disagree or agree. I get what you're saying, but somebody shoots a dog and nobody bats an eye, but somebody shoots a person and they go to jail for 30 years.
Well, I guess that sort of answers the question you asked.
No, I mean, I'm saying I agree with Pete, though. It's like, I get that part. Yeah, you fuck up. But somehow somebody does all this and that. And then it's like he said, how come Michael Vick gets the excuse? But then, Michael Vick meant to do it. But yet Henry Ruggs, has an accident. And now people are ready to jump on him. I don't know.
Well, you got to give it time, though. You got to give it time because Mike Vick, it took him years to recover from that.
And
they tried to bury him. They tried to
bury
him.
Atlanta cut his ass off. Atlanta had nothing to do with him after that. They They turn
there's still people in Atlanta that don't want nothing to do with Michael Vick.
Oh, trust me, I live in
that-
North Georgia. Everybody hates him here.
That's still a valid
yeah.
point, though. They legitimately try and find any reason for certain people to excuse. People are still trying to excuse R. Kelly to this day because they love his music.
Oh, fuck that dude.
But, I mean, I'm saying I think it's a case by case basis. People forgive who they want. They throw under the bus who they want.
Oh, easy. I agree.
I just think because Ruggs, the thing with Ruggs is so brand new and it just happened. But give it a couple of years, I don't think anybody will really remember. Like, he did this.
The way society is, people aren't going to know how this case resolves because their attention span isn't long enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, but I mean, you look at this here. You get what you have is a young woman dead. Okay, now we can come to a young woman dead at the hands of a man. That's what. Let's just follow me here. Yeah. Man kills woman. Okay, it happens in the way Henry Ruggs does it, or it happens in the way Ray Caruth did it.
I don't know who Ray Caruth is. I know 28.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Caruth was a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers who slaughtered slaughtered a woman.
Damn.
That's the only thing a Carolina Panthers ever slaughtered.
Oh shit!
Too soon.
Too soon.
Ballard like that. He's on camera going like this. So Ballard like that, correct? So
Ballard dancing in the background in the private?
No, he's just sitting there. I got Jacob and Ballard in the background. I'm going to rotate people in and out.
Well, I'm a little worried about Jacob because, I like Jacob, but he's becoming a stalker to me. I feel like he gets on here and just breathes into the mic and doesn't say anything. So
eject him.
He was
Jacob.
No, don't start that, please.
Jacob, you scaring me, Jacob.
And then you got, then you got the Ray Lewis thing. I mean, we can talk about that too. I mean, it's not proven that he did anything wrong, but then again, there was a lot of accusations flying around about what he did or didn't do.
Yeah,
and yet he kept playing and won 2 Super Bowls, didn't he?
Michael Jackson was never convicted either.
I mean, now look, that's a good point.
In the background, Vic. I'll get you in. Don't worry about
it. That's a good point because I was going to bring up the Deshaun Watson deal, not because of Pete. I promise. I'm just saying he was accused at the same.
I don't have anything to do with Deshaun Watson.
I'm just saying because he had his cake and he ate it too. Okay.
Yeah, he ate the cake. Right?
Apparently, he was frosting his cakes too.
What I'm saying is. This all happened because they lost 2 players. Well, then the third player, the quarterback, and Mr. Deshaun Watson decides, I'm going to leave too. And left and right, all these accusations come up. Left and right, all of them. Nothing's ever done.
Yeah.
Not to be technical about it, but didn't she have her finger in Deshaun Watson's cake?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was that's sure it was cooked.
True.
Now, maybe some the room can correct me here because I might have my information wrong. But so far as I am aware, aren't the legal problems facing Deshaun Watson?
They're all civil.
They're all civil. They're not criminal. He doesn't face a single criminal charge. Is that correct?
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Why hasn't Deshaun Watson been charged criminally for 20, whatever it is? I don't even know how many it is, 20 something.
Right.
Alleged sexual assault.
Exactly.
Well, I guess somebody has to do an investigation first.
Well, they've been investigating this shit for 6 months. Saleen. I mean, I'll give you the answer why. Because my wife's an attorney. She told me why. It's because they don't have any evidence.
That's right.
It's that
they're trying to slander the man and trying to get him. They're trying to get him to pay him off.
He's probably not going to ever be charged because there's no evidence.
Well, and it was obvious as hell what they were doing. They didn't
All
want to
that-
lose him too.
All that
They didn't wanna lose him.
ejaculating that Deshaun Watson was doing, there's not one stained dress like Hillary Clinton or what's her name? Monica Lewinsky.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
yes, Miss
We
Lewinsky.
don't have a shred of physical evidence. All we've got is a bunch of women that are it's becoming more and more clear are just after his money.
No, well, I would say it's not just his money, but somebody's giving them money to make accusations. Because that's the part that threw me off was why now? Oh, all of a sudden he wants to leave Texas and all these girls. Look, what? No, stop.
For the same reason people came out 35 years later after Bill Cosby. They're chasing
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trying to ruin the reputation, trying to do what they can to ruin a man. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
I didn't keep up with that whole thing, but the whole thing seemed fishy to me that you're coming forward 35 years later. It's like that's just suspect from the get-go.
can you say Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh?
I was thinking Kavanaugh. The Kavanaugh case is very similar too.
Can you say Clarence Thomas?
Yep.
Parents has some real nice parents. That's
an 8 Mile reference.
There we
you
go. I was waiting on it. Yeah.
And Claire's parents.
I like that movie, by the way. I will raise my hand and say I liked 8 Mile. I enjoyed that movie. That was a fun movie.
Clemson fans piss me off.
And Kim Basinger is aging very well, by the way.
Well, now you mentioned Clemson, which reminds me of college football.
Piss me
I
off.
would I would just like to say how much I enjoyed last night's ESPN show and number 2 ranking for Alabama, because as a Bama fan, I wouldn't have given a rat's ass if they'd been ranked 21st, because nobody argues that if they win out and beat Georgia, they're in the playoffs. Nobody argues with that. And nobody argues with the fact that if they lose somewhere along the line, they're not getting in. So why the hell does it matter that they're number 2? They might as well be number 14. Their fate is in their own hands. But I loved everybody absolutely having a cow over it. I mean, I drink that shit up. I love seeing that vapid, uncontrolled, unbased hate. It's wonderful.
It's a little unhealthy, J-Dub, but I feel you.
I called in to lose and said that very thing last night. I was like, everybody's freaking out over, Alabama's 2, why is Oklahoma at 8, this, that, and the third. I'm like, every year it works itself out because all these
play
teams
itself out. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Saleen, you got anybody in the back room? I'm going to drop out here and get in the comment section.
I got 4 people in the back room.
All right.
Don't drop out.
I got to go too, Saleen. But thank you for having me on, man.
All right,
Pete, we'll see you later tonight on your show, buddy.
I'm leaving too. No, we just showed up to our last house of the day. I'll try to hit you up in a bit, Saleen.
All right, I'll be here.
All right, see you, bud. See y'all.
All right, put Mike Vick in, and let's see. Who do we? Oh, we can put Jacob back in. We can put Kristen back in.
Well, to clarify, I accidentally left. But
no, I didn't mean to do. I only meant to put you in the background. I didn't mean to kick off the stream. That was a bad click on my part. So I'm sorry.
Oh, so you did that?
Yeah, I was trying to rotate people in and out. I mean, Slim.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I thought I accidentally.
You were quiet, so I said, okay, I'm going to swap Slim for Jacob, and then I clicked the wrong thing, and then all of a sudden, oh damn it! I hate it when I do that because I feel like I've offended somebody when all it was just me not.
Yeah.
Rebecca Wilmingham says BVD. So when did BVD pop up?
I would hope that Slim Shady's happy about what Miami's been doing recently.
Wow.
Yes, StreamYard backroom hokey pokey for life, Pizza Woman. That's for sure. By the way, just to take off on that for a second, I have not heard a thing about BVD. I did see he made a post the other day on Facebook about this would have been his mom's birthday on a certain day, and Obviously, she's passed on a long time ago, and but he made a post, so I guess that's positive. But I haven't heard or seen anything about BVD in a while. I don't know if anyone else has, but the last I heard, he had surgery on one of his feet for an infection, and then he was going into physical therapy. But past that, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the big guy. All right, JC, no problem. Thank you for stopping by, man. I'm gonna be on here for a little while. I might have to jump off to help my kid load her car up, but I'll let the stream go. I mean, what the hell?
My only question is, why wouldn't I be happy about what Miami's doing?
I said, I bet you are.
Well, I mean, of course.
I think you wouldn't be happy because of it's taken until we're almost to the end of the season, though.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, nobody knew that Derek King was going to come out this year and not play as good as he has.
Well, I think Miami rushed him a little bit, to be honest.
I think they did too. I mean, I said during that watching the Alabama game, he wasn't ready to go.
That was not Derek King ready. That was Miami forcing him back in, trying to get him to play, and he wasn't ready.
Well, I think he was trying to force himself back in too, which is to be expected. But I mean, it's also, yes, I wanted, I mean, everybody was talking about the backup, behind Derek King, and I was all for Tyler Van Dyke in the offseason because my preference goes to a pro style passer versus a dual threat, which is what Jake Garcia is. So I mean. Yeah. I was hoping Tyler Van Dyke would be the backup and I'd get a chance to see him play because I think I also want to see them succeed at the next level. And Van Dyke is, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's more what you want at the next level.
I'm not trying to take shots here, but Miami shouldn't be scheduling games like Bama until they get the program back on their feet.
Well, you do realize that, they schedule many years in advance.
I know, but I mean, 5 years ago, Miami's program
what they were thinking was maybe this will be around the time Bama falls off.
What?
Well, not even.
I don't think that
necessarily. Not even necessarily that. I mean,
there's revenue, right?
I hate to say it, but y'all two are showing your age. Miami made its name off of playing top-ranked teams, being underdogs, and beating them.
Well,
I mean, the way everybody looks at Cincinnati right now, before 1977, that was Miami. Miami was a nothing program that had never done anything.
Yeah, well, and
they brought in a coach that brought in good players that knew what he was doing, and ended up facing off against top teams and beat them.
I'm just saying, I just wouldn't schedule games like Bama until I feel like my program's fully ready to do it.
Well, I mean, you make your schedule 7-8 years in advance, so.
I know, but Miami 7-8 years ago was not like. In fact, they were worse. So. I'm just saying, I wouldn't have done it. That's all I'm saying. But the game's already over. Now Miami has other things to look forward to.
No, they have other issues to take care of.
I don't know about issues. I think they're getting better for this year at least. And then
what is Miami now? 4-4?
Yeah. And they beat 2 ranked teams. And hopefully in Miami's case, they keep sneaking up, and they have a decent year. And then the next year they just get better. Hopefully that's
And also, if you look at nothing but the box score, you're going to think Miami's a bad team. If you don't watch the games, you're going to think Miami was a bad team. Miami's 5 points and 3 drop passes away from being 6-1.
Yeah, well,
that's true.
Yeah, Miami is looking better, and Florida's looking worse.
I mean,
Wow.
it's like I've brought up before. Everybody says Miami got blown out by Michigan State. That was a 7-point game in the fourth quarter.
It was, but and it's the same thing with Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Alabama.
Tennessee and
Yes.
Alabama, 7-point game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Oh,
close.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then Alabama started piling on points. But if you watch the game, you know the game was close the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that we've kind of already moved past this, but I guess y'all think that what I said earlier was kind of harsh.
Yeah. 20 years for not even meaning to kill someone. I mean, there's people.
He killed someone. I know you talk about how his life
I understand.
should be ruined, but he ruined that girl's life by ending it. So.
And I understand that, but Vic, people kill people on purpose. They don't even get that many years. So it's like.
But they should, though. I mean.
Yeah, they should, but they don't.
Right.
There's prosecutorial
I heard-
discretion. The judge has discretion.
In the back room earlier, I heard Ray Caruth's name popped up. He killed someone on purpose and served 18 years. So I don't know why Ruggs should get 20. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, the penalty for what he's going to be accused of does carry a sentence, and 20 years is within the range of that crime sentence. So theoretically, if they wanted to throw the book at him, they could give him 20 years, and they would be within the realm of the law that he broke. Realistically,
they said that the minimum is 2 years, and
2 to 26.
20.
Realistically, he's probably not going to do more than 5.
A really big gap. So I mean, it's like
My prediction is he'll get 3 to 5 years.
I bet you, Jacob. I bet you're probably more right than you think. I think 3 to 5 years. He's going to be heavy on the fines. The No Fun League is obviously going to suspend him the minute
I don't know about that
already, or the minute he gets convicted. And of course, after all that, then they'll come after him civilly. He ain't going to have any money at the end of it.
I disagree with you on one thing. I don't think the NFL will do anything because there's not anything for them to do, really. He's already getting punished. So I don't think.
No, they'll hit him for moral turpitude, such as it is. And they'll kick him out of the league.
Yeah, so anyway, so I want to ask y'all how many years y'all think he deserves to get.
Now, deserves to get, or how many I think he'll get?
I mean, think he should. I mean, if you were the judge, I mean.
Okay, so if I was the judge tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I meant if he had been convicted. I mean.
Well, he is going to be convicted.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, okay.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to sentencing, that's where your prior record matters. If he has nothing on his prior record, he'll never see the maximum sentence. And rightfully so, in my opinion.
No, I don't. I don't know if he has a record or not. I agree with Slim though.
Okay.
If this is a first offense, so here's the problem. If it's his first offense, there should be some leniency there, but it's 156 miles an hour with a blood alcohol level twice the normal limit, twice the legal limit, and somebody died because of this. I mean, that's reckless. I mean, that is the definition of reckless endangerment. This is the definition of being just absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
I would like to see him get 10 years out of it.
And that's why I'm a little torn on it because, like I started off with when I came on here. I mean, legal definition of murder too is killing somebody during the commission of a felony. DUI is a felony.
Yes, it is, especially when you're twice the limit.
I don't know for sure, but wouldn't they mention if he had any prior records before? Because they did that with Andy Reid's son. They mentioned that this was his third DUI. So I don't think he has prior records.
Well, like I mean, they say it about who they want. They don't say it about who they want.
Yeah.
I think if this is his first offense, I think given the nature of the crime, the outcome of the crime, I think 10. I don't think 10 years is unreasonable. I don't think he'll get it, but I would, if I were the judge in my mind, I would be thinking this guy's got to have a 10-year sentence. But then again, if I did hit him as a judge for 10 years, I know he's going to be up for probation.
Well, Uncle Lou,
Unless I as a judge say you're doing 10 years, no possibility of parole.
Well, Uncle Lou in the comment section said I'm 34 to 7 minutes late.
Yeah, I'm ignoring
You
it.
see what
You lose? How do you lose?
Yeah,
to
no, I
something
meant
that bad.
no, I meant
Huh?
the DUI. The DUI is not the felony. The felony is that
He killed
is that he
someone.
killed someone. So I mean,
DUI isn't a felony.
no, we don't really care that he was.
DUI is a felony.
Care that we care
Is a DUI?
that
I don't know. Is a DUI a felony?
caused an accident where someone died. So
Well, even if DUI isn't a felony, which
Is it a felony? I don't know.
Yes, 'cause you can go.
156 miles an hour is considered a felony.
Okay.
I mean, that's egregious
arrested
enough
for it, so,
speeding
I mean-
that they take your car away for that one.
I think if you combine it with that excessive speed, it might become a felony.
Yeah, he's saying in Georgia it's not a felony. This didn't happen in Georgia. It happened in Nevada.
Yeah, some of it also depends on the state. You know, each state's got their own laws, their own criteria for what is a felony.
I think he'll get 3 to 5 years in prison. I think he should get probably 5 to 8 years in prison.
I think 3 to 5 is probably. I think they'll do 3. I think even if they sentence him to a high sentence, he'll probably only do 5 years and be out on probation.
That's true.
So we haven't talked about probation. I think the probation aspect here is not a moot point. It is a very big point. I mean, if he behaves himself in prison and goes through rehab and shows the proper amount of contrition,
he'll get released early.
Yeah, he get released early, and probably the no fun league will take him back. I mean, look at my example that I gave earlier about Kyle Larson.
No, here's the problem, though. Rehabilitation in a prison is a fucking joke. Okay, that's not a thing that actually happens.
Wait, so what are you trying to say? I missed your point there.
No, nobody gets better or changes their ways in prison.
really, they don't. Okay.
I don't know about that. There's people that change all the time in prison.
Okay, well, as somebody that spent almost 3 years working as in a prison, no, they don't.
Okay, well, if you've really worked in the prison for 3 years, I'll give you that.
Okay. So people.
Now there are exceptions to every rule. Yes, you will find exceptions, but that's why it's the exception, not the rule.
Mm.
Well,
okay,
better minds than ours, better legal minds than ours are going to be deciding this.
Okay, so from the comment section, a DUI in Nevada is not a felony.
Okay.
Well, no, he clarified DUI in itself is not a felony, but DUI with serious injury or death is a felony. So,
yeah.
Which I was not aware of, but okay.
I'm sure if DUI.
I'm going to assume that Lou looked that up before he posted it.
I'm gonna look up if DUI is a felony in Georgia. I don't know if it.
Probably not.
No, in I was gonna in South Georgia, it's probably a rite of passage, but never.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
another thing that I
DUI.
wanted to ask, and if you were close with that person with the person who was killed by a drunk driver, like they were friend or you know family, and obvious.
Me myself, no. I did lose a friend a few years ago to street racing.
Oh,
That did
okay.
happen.
No, I meant to a drunk driver. You would probably be looking at it very differently, right? You would probably want a harsh penalty for them, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I've been to South Georgia before, and the people don't realize that all those drivers think they can basically do whatever they want. So you see them speeding and cutting through grass, just a bunch of crazy stuff. And there's no cops either; they don't get in trouble.
I've lived in South Georgia, and they're a different breed down there.
Yeah,
You should go hang out on what is it? Either the Gandy Bridge or the Howard Franklin Bridge in Tampa on a weekend night. The shit you would see there will just that some of that shit scare you off the road.
I mean, Saleen, how many people do you know of that have personally done 100 across the 40 Campbell Causeway?
How fast?
I said, how many people do you know personally who've done 100 plus across the 40 Campbell Causeway?
Okay.
Me.
Exactly.
I've done 100 plus across Courtney Campbell, Gandy, and Howard Franklin.
Oh my God.
I've done the trifecta.
Yep.
Now I will not speed on the Skyway.
the worst.
Speeding on the Skyway is dumb.
Like I mentioned, I've never been in a car crash before. What I have seen before is I've seen a bunch of street racing on the highway. I
see that all the time. I did not participate ever in street racing. I can say that. My right hand to God, I can say that. I have never street raced.
Well, that's because Saleen knows better. I mean, Mustangs are attracted to crowds of people. They hone in on them.
Crowds of people see my Saleen coming. They get out my way.
That's because Mustang drivers plow into crowds of people.
That's right. It's like being Moses parting the Red Sea.
Yeah. So what about
if you want a street race, then join NASCAR.
Yeah. What about those guys that you call rice boys who always want to race you?
That's two, Lou. That's two. You get one more.
Yeah.
No, Rice Boy. Yeah, the Ricers are always after me to race, and when I bring the Saleen out of the garage.
Yeah.
Not every time, but enough times that it's like I just don't participate in it. There's a track near me called DeSoto's Braden Motorsports Park. Every Thursday night they have test and tune. If you're jonesing to get down the quarter mile, I'd say take it there. And they have Sunday fun days or run day fun days or whatever.
I've got a buddy in his late
track.
I've got a buddy in his late 20s that still does it, and this fool here, he did you might appreciate it. He did a supercharged LS3 swap on a Mazda Miata.
Yeah, you can do those. They have kits for that.
I mean that you have a supercharged LS3 in a car that weighs 1,500 pounds with rock in your pocket. That thing is waiting on. You build something like that, you're asking God to smite you down.
Yeah. There's a guy running around. A friend of mine is in my car club. He has many toy cars. One of his toy cars, he just recently finished a 5-year build of a super performance Cobra. with a 351 Windsor with a supercharger on it. One of the scroll type superchargers. That thing weighs, I think, dry weight for the whole car is about 2,200 pounds, and he's cranking out about 750 horsepower.
Oh yeah.
And it's perfectly streetable. It idles. It runs beautifully. He can putter around all day when he wants, and he can't keep tires on the damn thing.
Now, I'm about to say, getting tires to hook is another story altogether.
Excuse me. I'm trying to make a decision on what to do with this boy.
Who?
Never mind. I'm just ignoring.
Someone in the comment section.
Yeah, I just ignore it. Same shit, different day.
Oh my god.
Oh, you talking about Uncle Lou?
Now, I'm not naming names. I just, pardon me.
It's only when does recruiting season start?
Yeah, recruiting season starts after the football season.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Not really.
according to yeah, we're not even in the recruiting season. Yeah, we'll talk about recruiting after the season.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that
Well-
later. I'm not talking about all that now. So,
Well, coaches do recruit during the season, just so you know.
yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that. So,
In fact, and don't believe me if you don't want to. I've met Jim Harbaugh before because he came to a Marietta game once.
no, I believe it. I got
And I got a picture with him,
I got to meet Steve Spurrier once. Came to Sarasota.
Did Jim Harbaugh try to have a sleepover at your house?
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't.
Was he wearing khaki pants?
I don't. Probably, but if he did, but I think he was there to check out either Harrison Bailey, Eric Gilbert, or Ramel Keaton. One of those three players.
Can you confirm whether or not he was actually wearing pants?
Yeah, he I can confirm that, and I think he was wearing khakis too. He had his Michigan sweatshirt on, taking pictures with a bunch of people. I think I got a picture of him. I don't know where it is, but I know I got one of him.
Hey, Albert Sancho's in here. Good to see you, sir. I missed you coming in. Rick Sanchez is here. I didn't see him pop in, and why didn't somebody tell me Heifer Billy Paul was in here? Damn.
All right. Well, I have a question. Once again, another question for the comment section. Saleen, when does firing coach season start?
That can happen anytime. Just look at USC.
That started a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I'd say coaching firing season is the same as recruiting season.
But it doesn't happen
anytime.
in Florida, does it? It doesn't happen.
All right. All I have to say about Clay Helton is imagine going from L.A., Los Angeles to Statesboro, Georgia. I mean, because you know what I'm talking about, right?
Georgia.
That's
Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern.
Yeah, they hired.
Oh, is that where Clay Hilton ended up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Geez, that's like going from the penthouse to the outhouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, he can coach at Georgia Southern. He can hone his craft.
Yeah, or
he can be a big fish in a small pond, and cash paychecks.
Right.
I mean, people act like somebody's coach. I mean, Nick Saban's been fired from job.
So, Slim Shady, we didn't hear you there. Your mic is messing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard myself in somebody's background. It sounded pretty good to me.
But I mean, guy like Shark Humper, he got fired from Florida. He did get fired from Florida. He got fired from Florida before the season even ended. Just to be on the record for that. and now he is. Let's see. I forgot where he ended up right after Florida, but he no, he
Central
ended up at
Michigan.
Michigan State.
Central Michigan. You talking about
Well, now he's
McElwain?
at Central Michigan, but before that, he ended up in Michigan as a receivers coach or some such nonsense like that. And then he went to Central Michigan, so now he's in the Midwest where his aw shucks attitude it fits in fine with one of the directional Michigan colleges that'll go nowhere except directionally. And he cashes a paycheck and coaches a mediocre second or third level team that nobody cares about. So good on him.
100.
No, Kobe, what I had said was, I said people act like a coach is terrible just because they get fired from a job. Nick Saban's been fired from coaching jobs before.
Yeah, Saban's been fired from plenty of jobs. So has who am I thinking of? I'm trying to think of somebody else. Anyways,
Kirby.
Kirby hasn't.
Kirby hasn't been fired.
He got fired from Alabama.
Kirby was not fired from Bama. Stop it.
Yeah, Kirby resigned from
He's
Bama.
never been fired from a football job, but I don't know if he got fired from his high school
In
job.
fact,
I'm
sure
you can find somewhere in Kirby's history where he's been fired from a job.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Maybe he got fired from his high school job. I don't know.
I should tell Nate that I met Jim Harbaugh before.
I mean, even before he was a head coach, I mean, Nick Saban was fired from coordinator position. I mean, you don't automatically just succeed everywhere.
Saban was only at
doing.
Who?
Somebody.
I'm not doing anything. I got nothing going on in the background.
I hear clicking from your side, and I just heard like rustling paper.
People from the comment section are complaining about people joining StreamYard with their TV on. So somebody has a TV on.
Well, Slim has voices going on in the background, but that's usually the dispatching or something like that.
No, I see it's off.
Well, somebody's got something going on in the background. Then it sounds like voices.
Well, it's not me.
Well, you notice Ballard's muted, and all of a sudden it's gone. Diane.
It's Ballard.
So
I'm unmuted, and there's.
My name's not Ballard.
Fine, Chris. I'll call you
Christian.
by your government name.
Good.
All right, but seriously, who does have something on in the background?
It's not always me, Uncle Lou. Shut the hell up.
I don't hear it anymore, but. Okay, they said it stopped. Okay, we're good.
I don't have.
We can continue.
I don't have the car wreck that I had.
I will admit, I used to have a bad habit of doing that. Joining a streamer with the TV on or something. I used to have a really bad habit of that, but I've acknowledged that and not done it anymore.
Everybody got bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pick up a lot of bad habits from you guys.
Especially on Facebook.
I mean, you're a Mustang owner. That's a bad habit in itself.
Well, you're a Hurricane fan. That's even worse. Come on.
And I'll even freely admit it necessarily isn't your fault, but it seems like stupid people tend to buy Mustangs and do stupid things in them.
Lou, shut
Are you
up.
kidding me? I've seen some. Hi, Huff. How you doing, man? I've seen some of the dumbest shit in the automotive world out there. It seems to be done a lot by crap mirror owners. So come on, man.
Crap mirror.
It all depends on the Dodge. Right now, Dodge is leading that because everybody and their brother's going out and buying a Hellcat or a 392. And
now wait a minute. I'm gonna call you on that one. You were there at the Slob Olympics with me. You saw all those lunatics running around, and that I don't know what the name of that road was in front of the hotel.
I just said they're taking it over right now.
Huh?
I said Mopar man all over right now.
They were losing their damn mind. I thought there were at least half a dozen times I swore somebody would fly along in one of those Hellcats, or even just the souped up Hemis. They must have been doing like 80 miles an hour past the hotel in the middle of downtown. It's like, damn, no Mustang driver ever did something this crazy.
Yes, they have.
Not
Yes, they have.
Mustang owners have a bad rep, and it's well earned. But I'm not going to say all Mustang owners. I never have. Kind of like these Tennessee fans that are still going on. I'm not Reek, but I have to deal with those in my fan base. So deal with it. There's a lot of Mustang owners.
I know. Yeah, everybody.
So hey,
Vic, everybody's got somebody in their fan base they don't like.
Yeah. Okay,
I do try to drive my car with a semblance of
except me, but except me. I like it.
Does Jacob's prediction about Georgia going 15-0 is not aging well? Yes, it is aging well. How is it not aging well?
Because you're only 12. Your predictions aren't real. I'm just kidding, Jacob.
Except me. I love everyone.
Who's Big Bones? I haven't seen that name in my chat before.
He is a troll of mine, bro. I think he trolls Uncle Lou too. This dude, we call him Small Dick Bones. That's what.
Hey, now you classify troll almost as if it's a bad thing. It's
okay. I'll say, what is the bad part of it? Like a crappy troll. What do you call that? Like somebody who troll. Ballard. Oh, maybe not that.
No, I put Ballard in the back room for
why? Why does Ballard not want to be on the stream the same time I do?
I put him in the back room.
Oh, I miss Ballard. I miss him.
Well, I can rotate Jacob and Ballard back and forth.
My worst prediction I had is I thought TCU was going to go 9-3, and it seems like that's not aging well at all.
Well, my prediction isn't aging well either. I said Florida was going 9-3. Looks like I'm a clown, confirmed.
I said Florida was going 8-4. So.
Well, I said Florida was going 8-4.
I said Georgia was going to have the best defense in the nation.
Miami's the best.
Well,
state of
Florida could still go 8-4. You never know. I mean, stranger things have happened in this world.
Oh, I know what my worst prediction was. I said Arkansas would go 5-7 for some reason.
All I know is Miami's the best team in the state of Florida. Prove me wrong.
Let's go.
I'm not going to argue that right now.
Yeah, so how many right in this group, on this call, how many people watched the World Series last night?
Me.
I think I did. Yeah.
I wouldn't watch baseball if you held a gun to my head.
Wait, so you don't watch NFL, baseball? You don't watch NASCAR? You don't watch NBA?
No. Let me explain. I haven't watched baseball in my entire life because I find the game boring. It's got nothing to do with political stands or kneeling or any of that. Baseball to me is boring. I don't watch the NBA anymore because ever since Bird and Magic and MJ left the game is unwatchable to me. It's not the basketball I grew up with, but I used to love watching the NBA. My not watching the NFL is well documented. I won't go into it again. I do watch NASCAR. I do watch the NHL. I don't watch IndyCar because it's as boring as baseball is. And
players kneel in college football as well.
I was just curious.
Football games. I don't see it.
I was just curious how many people were really interested in the Braves story That's really what I was getting at. Not necessarily.
When you mean the story, Humphrey Billy, you mean like them going through like injuries and stuff, or you mean them not being? Yeah.
This is almost as good as the first time they got to the World Series,
Well,
where we went from last to first, right?
Well, this is the first time that the Braves have actually acquired great baseball players midway through the season. Usually they just call it quits and then start to rebuild.
Exactly. They suck all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I remember the 95 team because I was living in Atlanta in 95, and I remember that team was good start to finish. I mean,
yeah,
they did pick up some free agents along the way, but that team was playing lights out from the start to the finish.
Yeah. Wow. They got really good in a hurry. But the year before they finished last, right? And so then they come into the next year and everybody's thinking, well, here ho hum, oh God. And then before you know it, I mean, these guys are getting it done. It's always good. I don't care what team it is. It could be the Red Sox, in my opinion. I don't care. I mean, any team that does that kind of thing, you just got to watch it and smile.
Even the Astros.
Kind of fun.
Even the Astros.
No, they're cheaters. I hate those.
Tiger, Tiger, Battle Angel's a little worried about you driving and streaming.
Oh, I'm not driving. It's a green screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was very upset about that.
I just I feel really comfortable when I'm driving, so I have a green screen at the house, and this wheel is fake that you guys see.
Okay.
That way I don't have to look
I just
at the
wanted
screen.
to clarify that.
Yeah. Well, that way I don't have to look at the.
I mean, I'm technically driving, but I haven't touched my phone since I got on here.
Yep.
Albert Sancho, I can guarantee you Atlanta will never get another NHL team. You don't go 0-2 in the with franchises, and no, they're not getting another hockey team.
Wait, so who had the TV going in the background? I don't hear it anymore.
I guess that was Ballard.
It was Ballard. And
Ballard, what were you watching?
Hentai.
Let's see if he. Yeah.
I don't know, but he's not in the stream, and he's not streaming at the moment. So see what he says in the comments.
So I wouldn't as long as TB you just stay focused on driving and you can talk, that's cool. But BA was saying, don't be getting distracted driving or anything.
Hey, look, I'm trying to one up her. Damn it, she one up me the other day. It's my turn. She just wants to keep that trophy. That's what she wants.
You have to do a
Tiger
to beat her.
Tiger Baskins, only I can do this.
What'd you say?
Well, she lost a car doing it, so I mean.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures? Did you see the pictures of that poor little Prius?
Well, I heard she hit it with a hammer a few more times.
I'm just glad those batteries didn't light off.
Yeah, I thought it was a good car to protect her like that. That was a hell of a hit, and you get a lot of respect goes into these engineers nowadays that make these things, because you would think that car was a little bitty car and all this stuff. It seemed to take the impact pretty well and keep her from getting crushed. So that's good.
The day I didn't find out about it until afterwards, because I'm not on social media. I came on when Lou said something about it on Monday morning when I found out. That afternoon, I got a call from my uncle. Somebody rear-ended my aunt Prius and put her in the wall on the interstate.
You don't watch my videos, Slim.
I catch all of them. I don't watch all of everybody's videos, so don't feel sorry.
I'm wounded. I'm wounded.
At
least tell me you're a subscriber.
No, absolutely. I just randomly came across this stream.
No, it's funny when you start. When you look
Georgia fans. So, my bad. Go ahead, Uncle Billy.
No, I was just saying when you come across these people who had these wrecks and you look at the cars they were in and how they fared afterward, you start to realize which companies make the best cars. I know that a lot of them are improved overall, but you realize who's thinking through the problem engineering wise. That's kind of cool. That I didn't have a lot of high regard for Toyota, and now I have a much higher, respect for them.
Well, I live my life by you have to find the silver lining in everything. And if there's a silver lining, 2 less Priuses on the road are a great thing.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Dang.
Not a Prius fan.
Well, I gotta see Battle Angels reply to that. Come on, BA. Don't let me down here.
I mean, I can't take shots at Mustang owners without taking shots at Prius owners too. Then somebody would, start typing in the comment section, "Oh, you're just prejudiced."
No, hey, Slim, you're an equal opportunity hater or bigot. You hate everybody, right?
The pizza woman is saying, "Oh my God, Saleen." I didn't say it. Slim said it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Slim. Not oh my God, Saleen. Pay attention.
Yeah,
I still love buzzing Priuses and little smart cars with the Saleen just blast by them and kind of scare them, but I don't want to hit them. They'll scratch my paint. But around here, the Priuses,
what's the
I don't know
plural
what
of
the
that?
plural is, but
Pre-I.
they're all driven by old folks.
Wow.
I mean, you see all these octogenarians running around in these little hybrids, and it's a funny
You hear that,
thing.
BA?
You would expect these people to be driving the big deuce and a quarter Buicks or the big caddies or something, but no, they're in these little smart cars and these little Prius and what's the other one? The Honda version. Forgot the name of it. Not the Insight.
Well, first of all, I like the fact that Slim dissed BA's car, and then you say that only old people drive them. So BA,
yeah. Everybody going in on Priuses right now. I can tell.
I said around here. Now up where Battle Angel. Battle Angel just popped in the background now.
I'm leaving. I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
she's gonna get in here and.
Am I in trouble, Battle?
So now I'm old, huh?
No. I said around
I got
here.
you, Saleen. I got
I
you.
said around here, not down, not up there. No. Up there, it's all the hipsters are driving around in Priuses.
No, I can't retract now. I can't retract it now. So.
Are you a hipster,
Vic, I'll get you back in a minute.
But like I said, there's an exception to every rule, and I've seen somebody do a 2JZ swap on a Prius, and that thing was awesome.
There was, I don't know if you guys, you probably don't because it's a car thing, but there's a YouTuber named Tyler Hoover, Hoovy's Garage. It's big channel. I mean, it's a 2 million channel, I think. He had a Prius. He had it painted and stickered to look similar to the Toyota Supra in the first Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
And then he took a 50-shot nitrous kit and put it on the Prius.
Ooh.
And he fired it off once and blew a piston right out the side of the block.
Ooh.
I mean, he didn't. Why am I not surprised?
He opened the valve. He opened the valve. It used a full throttle micro switch. He went full throttle, and I think the nitrous was falling for like 2 seconds, and you hear it in the video go boom, and then it drops parts right out the back of the car. The entire oil pump assembly came out and was lying on the ground.
That's amazing.
50 shot of nitrous. That's it. I mean, it's a baby shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't fix stupid. Hey, BA, I know have you heard about TK's situation?
Yes. I did get a text from her. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I got a
Yesterday.
text from her too.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to mention it though.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to know if you were aware because it's pretty. I mean, I keep asking her if she's got an update, but it's just tough thing. Not her personally, like it's not something wrong with her, but she's having to go through some stuff. That's all.
Oh, yeah,
And I didn't want everybody.
It's bad, but I wasn't going to talk about it because that's very that hits
Yeah, it's very
close to
personal. Very personal. Yeah.
Well, battling.
Yeah, no, but no, I did get a text from her, and she was. We were supposed to chat yesterday at some point in time, but I mean, like when she didn't call me, I just figured she was dealing with a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
Yep.
I'll probably reach out to her a little later on this evening,
Yeah.
see how she's doing. So.
Yep. Okay.
But.
But anyway, so I'm kind of curious now, Saleen. Who's the coach that would come to Florida? Who, in your opinion, who you think it's going to be? Because
I don't know. I got people blowing me up on that all constantly ever since the Georgia game.
Yeah.
The only name that comes to mind that I think would have any kind of chance of turning this program around is Fickle.
I like
that's
that.
exactly who I was going to say.
Yeah, because he just got pissed off at Cincinnati because they didn't put him in the conversation. Now, hold on. I do have one question. Jacob Watson, is he? I was about to say, is he asleep, bro?
No, I rotated him out to put you in.
Oh.
Or put me in. I think put me in, right?
To put Battle Angel in. I put Battle Angel in, and then Mike Vick came in, and then you came in.
Yeah, by the way,
I'll get him back in just as long as he stays back there. I'll rotate in and out.
Florida, I really do.
Here's my question. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this coach from Wake Forest being offered bigger.
Was he good last year? Was the Wake Forest coach good last year? Because most of the time, if it's the first year, they usually wait.
Well, no. Wake Forest, they lost a lot of people from that Jamie Newman team. But, I mean, now he's done it twice with, a couple different sets of players.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got a track record, TB. I keep telling people, if Dabo doesn't get some sense in him, then maybe we need to get the Wake Forest coach. Joking. Yeah.
Okay. So I will tell you one thing, Saleen, because I have to drive by the place that I had my accident at like every single day, and like I find myself like kind of slowing down in a sense, when I drive past the accident site. So yeah, what you said about PTSD is definitely real.
I hate to say it, Battle. I really, really do. I hate to say it, but this is going to be with you for a long time. I mean, I hope not. I hope not, and I know thoughts from who, but I pray for you that this goes away for you. But it happened to me when I was 19, and it's still with me at 56.
Saleen, did you say that Ballard was in the back in the chat?
Well, he's in the background. I don't know if he's private chatting or something. I just lost.
Wait, so I'm saying, but he's in the background. He can see me.
Yeah, he can see you.
Ballard, what dance is this? I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you, Ballard.
Try to put him back in, let him respond. Ooh, Ballard.
Yeah, you can bring him in.
Naughty. Oh, I wish people could see the private chat, but Ballard, you did not say that.
Is he being?
Oh no!
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Did I do good at that? I don't know if I did good.
You drew an F-bomb out of them, there, Tiger. So.
Just because the chat.
Ballard, man, you kiss your grandma with that mouth?
No, he typed it.
Wait, what?
Right.
Hey, Ballard.
Finger slip.
Hey, Ballard, just remember, just because the chat didn't see it doesn't mean Jesus didn't.
Oh,
Amen. Facts, Slim. Facts.
wait, are we saying
Already.
like Jesus or the real Jesus?
No, the real Jesus. I guess.
Oh,
Either one.
Hold on, Saleen, did you just admit that? Okay.
I didn't
I'm
admit
sitting.
anything.
It's because I'm sitting in my car, Pizza Woman, and I'm sitting in the parking lot of my kid's school, and I'm doing it via Bluetooth. So does it sound bad? I'll get off of it.
No, it doesn't sound bad. You just sound really close.
It's not terrible.
But it's the
How's the
Bluetooth.
new
That's
ride,
why.
DA?
What's that?
I said, how's the new ride?
I'm actually loving it. I don't like the gas mileage on it, but I am loving it. So it's definitely a lot. It's bigger than my old ride for sure. So my kids love it too because they say it's very spacious. So.
Well, compared to a Prius, yeah, I guess I could see that. But
Yeah,
Bama Banker, I agree. It should be a dance-off time between me and Ballard and this kid.
So I will be picking up my first load of newspapers tomorrow in this new ride. So we'll see how much more space I'll have, because when I had the Prius, I mean, like it was. I folded my back seats down in the Prius, and like they were stacked from the ceiling to the bottom. Yeah, so like 5,700. It's like 5,700 papers.
You want to tell everyone what you got, or?
Oh yeah, I got a RAV4.
A what?
A RAV4, a Toyota RAV4.
It's a smaller SUV.
Yeah, it is. It's a smaller SUV.
Mini SUV.
Yeah.
So if somebody hits you in that thing, you won't feel it as much.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm hoping.
I hope it doesn't happen. I don't want that to happen. No.
Hello.
So, but I mean, I am pretty surprised at the stability of the Prius, definitely, because, like, I mean, he hit me hard. He hit me really hard. I mean, obviously hard enough to where I spun out 4 times. So.
Dang.
Is it going to be? Is there any movement on anything? I mean, you don't have to answer this, of course, but is there any movement on anything with respect to any kind of legal stuff or anything like that?
I mean, the paperwork is in motion right now. I think what they are trying to do on my end is they are actually trying to get a hold of the other person's insurance company, which when I spoke to my case manager, she was saying that she thought it was really weird that I have yet to receive a call from his insurance company, you know, basically asking me my side of the story. So yeah, which it's been a week now, a week and a half since the accident, and I still have yet to receive a call from his insurance company. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what about Ken Nugent? Has he been talking to you lately?
Not Ken Nugent specifically, which is kind of a bummer, but
yeah.
So, but no, I mean, yeah, I've been touching base with my case manager, who's basically the one that's overseeing my case as it is. So yeah.
So you have retained counsel.
I have retained counsel. Yeah.
Very, very smart.
Somebody.
Very smart. Dealing with an insurance company, you should be dealing with a lawyer.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially if it's the other person's fault. So.
Yeah. Go get them.
Yeah. Go get them.
Go get them.
So, I mean, even if I'm able to get, a couple $1,000 out of it, I'm happy. So, because I mean, in theory, I mean, I was out of work for almost 2 weeks. So.
Okay.
And of course, I'm not getting any financial support from the ex, so that kind of.
No, the ex is probably
Oh, whatever.
What did the other guy's car look like?
That's funny that you asked, because I don't know, honestly. I mean, from what I could tell, though, he was able to drive away in his car.
Dang! So the Prius just is not a great car.
And from what I saw from from what I, after getting out of the car, he had like a newer style, like Jeep, I think. So yeah, like one of the newer
they
style
have
Jeeps.
pretty good sized bumper.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if you look at the Prius, you look at the picture. I put them at the end of my video. If you look at the interior shot that Battle Angel provided, the intrusion, the side intrusion into the passenger cell wasn't bad. I mean, it's not like the door completely caved in and knocked the seat off its pedestal or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded, and according to witnesses, was a big hit, and it spun the car 3 or 4 times. But
Right.
the intrusion into the passenger compartment was relatively little.
It was. It was. And like I said, I mean, it's weird because like I said before, it was like everything happened in like slow motion too. Like, I mean, like I remember hearing the actual impact, but like I said, I did not see who it was that hit me, I mean, like it was crazy. So, but I heard the impact and I remember spinning, but everything was in slow motion, so yeah. And then I remember coming to a stop, and then I remember a lady coming over to my driver's side window, yeah, but it was it happened. It felt like it happened within a matter of like seconds, so it was a strange, very surreal experience. So
where is Tiger at?
I know, so he's at the yeah, it looks like he's at the store. Looks like
it looks like he's in a drugstore or something.
Yeah, it looks like he's at the market. Yeah,
he's at Walmart.
Like, yeah, it looks like he's at the supermarket. Yeah.
No, I gotta go to Walmart tomorrow. I just remembered. Fuck. They'll pick up my drugs. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're more or less recovered, BA. It was a hard hit.
Yes, it was. So, and I mean, I just, I distinctly remember, like, the first person I called was, of course, my son, because it was right down the street from my house, and I knew that his girlfriend was over there. So, he was the first. He was the first person I called, and then second person I called was Lou, just because, like I said, we were supposed to be meeting up after I dropped the groceries.
I bet Lou was ready to whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that for sure. So, I mean, he was definitely worried for the most part. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're all right, dude. That's the main thing.
It's a shame.
And I hope we don't get on your nerves asking you questions about it all the time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm. It could have been a lot worse. I'm very, very thankful for I mean, although it was like a very hard hit, and I mean, my car is total. I mean, like I said, he hit me on the passenger side. I was wearing my seatbelt. I was by myself. So yeah. So like I said, I mean, the outcome could have definitely been a lot worse. And I mean, I walked away. I mean, like Lou said, I was hurt, but I wasn't injured. So.
Did they take the car off to the graveyard?
Yeah, so that following Monday, I went to the place that they towed the car to, and emptied all my personal belongings and things like that. So, and then my insurance company came and towed it to wherever they take it to. So,
you know where that thing probably ended up? One of those probably ended up at a pull apart.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that too, Saleen, because like, my sister and I were talking, and she was just like, damn, she was like, we should have taken the batteries out of that thing and tried to sell them.
I watched a video of somebody pulling the batteries on a Prius so that they could replace some of the cells that had gone bad. I think it was Chris Fix. another YouTube channel I watch. He's really good channel for learning how to repair cars and maintain them. And anyway, nobody cares. Ballard.
Oh, sorry.
Not bad.
Ballard, that was you.
Anyway, it took him about a half hour to pull the batteries. The whole rear end of that car has to come out.
Oh, really? In order to remove the battery?
The seats, the trim panels, the carpets, everything from the back of the front seats forward, back. All the trim panels, everything plastic you see, the rear seats, the bottoms and the back, everything comes out, and then you have to start pulling apart all the fans and the ventilation and the cooling system and the duct work, and it takes them about an hour just to get to the batteries where you can pull them, and they weigh about a couple of 100 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have been told. See, that isn't my first like hybrid car that I've ever owned. I actually owned a Toyota Highlander that was a hybrid, and I had been told that those batteries, once they go out, they're very, very expensive to replace. So your best bet is to just
That's the car
get a
I
new
have.
car. So
yeah, a battery replacement on a Prius, if you use Toyota parts, is rumored to go between $6,000 and $8,000.
yeah,
if you go
that's what I was told.
third party, it could be about $3,000 or $4,000.
Yep. So at that point, might as well just, get yourself a new car.
Can I put this video up of me driving and talking? Would that work? Could that be a new one?
I wouldn't recommend it. Jacob, you're back in.
Yeah.
Wake up, Jacob.
Thank you. I'm awake.
Rotating in and out.
Don't
One of these
miss
days,
the
I got to really consider popping for the
Before
paid
I got
version of
rotated out,
SaleenDriver.
I was about to ask Battle Angel if she was okay.
I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking, Jacob. Yeah. So.
I mean, she okay
Yeah,
from the wreck, but
No problem, Mike Vick. No problem.
she's still crazy.
That's a matter of opinion, TB. Okay, matter of opinion.
In the off season, Lou should teach you how to drive stick and teach you how to race.
I know how to drive a stick.
Oh, okay. Even better.
Yeah, I've actually driven his car before.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, say now.
Man.
Yes, he was pleasantly shocked too that I knew how to drive. Yes, I know how to drive a manual car. I know how to drive manual.
Well, there was also news story breaking while y'all were while I was in the background that Henry Ruggs also had a loaded gun in the car as well.
That came out with the report earlier today.
Yeah.
Because he said his quote was the reason he has a loaded gun was, in quotation, "Homie, don't play that."
Are you serious?
Well, here's the thing: if he's legally allowed to have it, what does it matter?
Thank you.
Does he have a concealed carry?
You don't have to, as long as it's in the car.
You don't. Guess what? You don't. Well, it depends on the state, but yes, he's right. And actually, I think Nevada, they've got some of the loosest carry laws.
So I could keep mine in my car and it'd be perfect.
Ballard has a gun. I'm getting off.
Ballard. It depends on Ballard. Make sure it's legal in your state.
I love y'all.
Do it.
It's Alabama.
I'm about to get off there. I'm about to be home.
Okay, but
I don't think in Georgia. I don't think you're allowed to have one in your car if you don't have a concealed carry weapon or whatever license or whatever.
You can have concealed. If you have a CCW, you can have the gun in the car. If you don't have a CCW, from what I understand in Florida, you can have the gun in the car, but it has to be unloaded and the ammo has to be in a separate place in the car or separated from the gun.
Well,
Ballard, that's exactly what I was fixing to get to. Each state has different laws. it was only 7 or 8 years ago that you could carry a gun without a CCW in your vehicle in
That's
Tennessee.
true.
And
Yeah.
you can thank Fred for that one.
Wait, so you didn't need a CCW in Texas 8 years ago?
No, you could do what's called constitutional carry.
Yeah, Tennessee does pass constitutional carry.
Do you need a CCW in every state?
Depends on the state. It's a state
Yeah,
by state
states are so
process.
different. Yeah, New York's
In
really
Florida,
bad.
if you want to carry, you have to have a CCW. They don't have open carry in Florida.
BA, I just wanted to bust on you a little bit. You said you've driven a stick before. Is that what you said? I'm just curious.
Oh, in more ways than one, Hufferbilly.
Dang.
See, there's an
Dang.
image I don't need. All right.
Okay.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to troll me.
I mean,
not gonna happen. Not today, sir. Not today.
I mean, why beat around the bush about it? Just straight up ask her. Yes, she pop lose clutch.
So it says Alabama.
Yes. And he was very, very surprised and shocked by it.
It says Alabama does not allow.
I don't need this on my channel. I really I don't need to have my channel locked
in
down.
Nevada, it says that for a handgun, you need a permit, a concealed carry permit for a handgun.
Sawed-off shotgun, you're good though.
It's either
Sawed-off shotgun you carry anyway.
I don't know what gun he had. All I know is it said he had a gun. That's all I know.
Well, Alabama's the same way. It doesn't allow constitutional carry, which basically, if I'm not mistaken, that basically says like you don't need a permit, just carry it.
Doesn't Texas like have the freest gun laws, or am I wrong?
No, what a minute ago when I said it was Nevada, it was either Nevada or Arizona. It's hard to track.
I thought it was Nevada had one of the one of the easiest gun laws.
I know who has the strictest gun laws.
Texas just passed a bunch that made everything a whole lot easier. So I mean, Texas may be at the top of that list now.
Yeah.
Who has the most restrictive?
I think it's California, right, or Washington.
They don't have any there. Period. Trust me.
It's gotta
Not
be
laws.
California.
I'm talking about guns.
It's
In
gotta
terms
be.
of
It has to be
cities,
California.
Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in the country, and yet they're blowing each other away at a pretty good clip, no matter what.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, shocker! Breaking news. I hate to let this big cat out of the bag, but criminals tend to break the law. Duh.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, law abiders don't have guns. Only the people who break the law have the guns, and they don't care. You know, that's the problem. I always say it's mutual. I argued this point in high school. I said we need mutually assured destruction at the personal level, and people will be more polite to one another. You know.
Well,
Now,
now there's a city in Georgia that y'all might be familiar with called Kennesaw, where I used to live there. They have what is it?
It's a law.
I forgot what they called it, but they basically have it set up in such a way where the laws for guns are so unrestricted that there hasn't been a murder in the city of Kennesaw in like decades.
Yeah.
It was a requirement. If you lived in the city limits of Kennesaw, you had to own a gun. There was a law.
There's still a lot of states where those laws are on the books. Georgia.
Dude, wait. It's required to have a gun in Kennesaw?
Yeah, Kennesaw, Georgia. The city, if you live in the city of Kennesaw, not unincorporated, but the city, they had a law. I assume it's still there.
It's
where
still there.
You're required to own a gun.
You look up the Virginia Constitution. It's still required by law for every military age male to be armed, have a certain amount of ammunition, and be trained on how to use it.
My
I think I'm just going to invest in a taser.
My grandpa said that. My grandpa said what they used to do back in his day is that they would buy in the 40s and 50s, they would buy guns, expensive guns, and you know how people show off shoes nowadays and chains and all that. Well, he said they would show off their guns in the back of their car, hang out the back and all that, and they just drive around flexing their guns. And he said now you can't do that anymore, obviously, because people are going to think you're going to shoot up a place. But he
Well,
said
hell, in my high school, now I did not. My high school is not in the middle of downtown cut and shoot Florida. Sarasota, Florida is not, back then was a
No,
smaller
it's
city, but
upscale.
it's not exactly what you would call redneck. But you go on the parking lot of my high school back in the early 80s, and you saw, pickup trucks with full gun racks.
Yeah, he said that they would have gun racks in the back of their car and all that. He also said everyone always kept their cars and houses unlocked.
A lot of people used to. Well, and here's the thing: people act like there was, less crime back then. All people get. Number one, you didn't do that everywhere, and number two, there's actually less crime these days than there was 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny.
True.
Yeah, it's so, to me, it's just the way Kennesaw addressed the problem of violent crime is they said everybody should be armed, and if the criminal really is all hard up to come in, they're taking their own chances. And so the criminals decided we'll go next door. We won't go to the Kennesaw. We'll go over here to Marietta. Yeah.
Well, Slim Shady, what I think it is I think it's because people didn't really care as much back then. Now people care about every little thing that happens. I don't think people cared as much back then about what other people did. Unlike nowadays.
Well, I don't think it's so much caring as much as listen, I don't buy into a lot of the call it conspiracy theories that everybody's out to get your guns. I think there are individual politicians that, yes, that is their motive. I mean, Dianne Feinstein's all but said so. But I'm not one that buys into that. But there are people, groups of people, and individual politicians that, yes, that is their goal. And you just have, group of do-gooders, some of these anti-gun groups around in the country. I think anybody can have a gun, and one of them throws their way on everybody.
Well, I think guns should 100% be legal. And if somebody breaks into your house and you don't have a gun, well, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, we all, as I always say, the best home defense is a sawed-off shotgun and a speed loader. I mean, you should have the ability to.
I mean, people
double barrel
say
that thing and let it ride. That's all you need. You don't need too much.
And people say you can call the cops and all that.
Well,
if somebody's right outside your house, the cops aren't going to get there in 2 seconds.
Well, and guess what? Where I live, there's nothing but a cornfield across the street from my house. I've called the cops because of a wreck. Older lady in her 60s and her grandchild were involved. It took a half hour for the cop to get there.
Yeah,
you don't have time.
You can't. The thing, what I'm trying to say is, you can't rely on the cops. Cops can't get there.
Now, I'm actually going to disagree with Huff Billy Paul, though. A matter of what you need is personal opinion, sir.
What I'm saying is, it's easier to shoot a target with a sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, you don't have to be a perfect shot. You just got to shoot in the general direction, and you're going to get something. I mean, you may get it just right. You may get it sort of, but they will know when they hear the sound, when they hear the click.
I'd be
they'll know.
I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that Battle Angel can hit more accurately with an AR-15 than you can a shotgun.
I have hit more accurately with an AR-15. Yes. So.
Well, it's another thing too is that it's not legal for me to touch a gun. So
yeah. Well, you're young.
Well,
yeah, I didn't do too well with a Glock 9, but yeah, I was pretty spot on with the AR-15.
Well, it doesn't get as much kickback, right? AR-15.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you, that was my first time ever going shooting too, and it was pretty to say the least.
Well, it's
I mean, I would
adrenaline.
definitely go again. I would definitely go again. So I mean, it was very therapeutic, and
I
so
remember that there was a shooting one time right across the street from my school at a restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant, and there was a guy who was in his 40s. He was really mad that his wife broke up with, or not broke up, but divorced with him. So, and then the wife had his kids and all that. So he decides to come to the restaurant and decides to blow it up and shoot her and other people and all that. Then he goes and tries to hide into the woods, and then the police are looking for him, so they release the dogs, and the dogs, they find him in the woods behind the baseball field, and then they arrest him, and now he's probably going to get sentenced to life in prison.
I used to
Yeah,
hear
well, you
stories
don't,
like
you don't,
that.
you don't.
I used to hear
it's-
stories
yeah,
like that and used to think how people could get so depraved. And then I went
Yeah.
through a divorce.
Hey,
facts, Celine, facts.
Celine,
You have
Celine,
no
I'm gonna reveal-
idea how angry you can become until you go through something, not necessarily a divorce, something like that. And then you
It
find
doesn't.
out.
You still can't shoot anybody. It doesn't matter.
No,
No.
obviously,
No, we're
Jacob,
not
you
doing
still can't shoot anybody, but I'm just saying that level of anger, that level of angst, that level of,
Well,
Stress.
in the typical argument you hear after that is well, people shouldn't have access to that kind of gun to be able to do that. A guy walked into a restaurant like 2 months ago and stabbed 16 people. So you don't even need a gun to do that.
No, I
Well,
don't need a knife
I
either.
remember
How about a good old fashioned baseball bat?
I remember the bump stock 3 years ago got banned in a bunch of states. It used to be legal in a bunch of states. Now it's illegal in a bunch of states because there's this shooter, and you've probably
Las
heard of it
Vegas.
before.
Las
Las Vegas, Nevada. He killed 61 people with a bump stock, and
Yeah,
bump stock's
well,
a powerful weapon that you don't really.
you
I
can
guess-
make your own bump stock.
No,
Don't worry
All
about
right,
it.
hang on. Oh, this is actually my area of expertise. That bump stock is nothing but a piece of plastic. Okay, and number one, they didn't ban it in a bunch of states. It was one of the few things Trump did that I didn't like. And guess what? I still have mine. So both him and the ATF can kiss my ass.
Okay,
Because despite what people do say, that order that was signed was either to destroy them or turn them in, and I did neither.
And I think the cops in Nevada, they didn't handle that well at all. They should have had a SWAT team come in and try to. I saw this. They brought one officer to the scene with a pistol, and they thought that he could take on a bump stock and all the other loaded weapons he had.
Well, I mean,
well,
the bump stock is nothing but a piece of plastic that you put on the gun.
Yeah,
I mean, shoulda, woulda, shoulda,
Well, I'm
they're
just going
easily
to be honest.
They're easy to manufacture homemade ones too. So it's not like it doesn't.
Well, here's the thing:
But-
you don't even need it. You can bump fire a gun without it.
Well, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't know how powerful. Really
I love guns.
Oh, Ballard, you don't need a gun, but
And I'll answer your question, Colby. An AR-15 is not powerful at all. It's a 22.
Well, I was about to say, I'm just going to be honest. I don't really know how powerful a bump stock is, but if it can kill 61 people in a couple of seconds.
Okay, hang on. A bump stock can be put on any gun. All it is a piece of plastic.
Oh. And
it's not a big deal.
He was using an AR-15, which is a 223 round, 5.56, whatever you want to call it. It's a 22 on steroids. My hunting rifle is 4 times as powerful. I hunt with a 30-06.
Oh my God! I just saw
What
something
the hell
very
are you
disturbing in the
hunting with a
comments.
30-06?
Whatever gets in front of me, whether it be elk, deer, whatever.
So,
yeah. Hey,
Celine.
Celine, I did want to mention this. I got yesterday at 3:30. My ex and I signed and notarized our divorce agreement, after 3 years of just being separated. So I hear you, brother, but she wasn't mean about it. It was amicable.
Well,
We parted in good ways. But dude, it's still stressful. I don't even care what anybody says. She was stressed. I was stressed. It's hard. Shit's
You
hard.
told me about that, Paul. I'm glad you got that dealt with.
well, first of all, either congratulations or condolences, whichever is appropriate for that.
It's congratulations. It's good.
Okay. And second of all, there is such a thing. I've seen them. I have a few friends who have something called an amicable divorce. I mean, I know one couple were high school sweethearts. They ended up both marrying different people. They both had children with those different people. Then they divorced those people, and they ended up back together, and they're married right now. They're wonderful people. And they all have good relationships with their exes and their children and all kinds of shit like that. And it happens. My divorce was not, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't, nice. I'd say it was probably kind of in the middle, but, I envy the people who have amicable divorces, and I feel sorry for the people who had divorces that are much worse than what I had.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a mess.
Says the bump stock was banned nationwide on March 29th, 2019. I don't know if that's true.
That's exactly what I said. I said Trump did. It was a ban.
Hey guys, I gotta close my camera for a minute. I gotta go out the door here, but keep going. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
And this isn't about you necessarily, but just the conversation in general. Most people that want to have the conversation about getting rid of this shit know exactly as much about it as you do.
Yeah. I don't know a lot at all. I'm just
I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. Most people that try and talk about it and say this, you don't need this or you shouldn't have that, know exactly as much about it as you do.
I wasn't making claims or anything. I was just saying.
Well, I know. This wasn't it. You're young. You don't know a whole lot. I mean, you don't know a lot by dint of being young. You learn more as you get older. But that's exactly my point, is the people out there making these claims have as much knowledge on the subject as you do.
Yeah, that's why I don't make those claims.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they do.
And
they
want
to change law.
Yeah, and they want to change law for everybody. No.
Yeah. I mean,
it's kind of ridiculous. It's Alice in Wonderland stuff that everything that was right is now wrong and everything that's wrong is now right. And you're like, what's wrong with you people? Common sense went the way of the dodo bird. I don't know when I think after Clinton, it all started going upside down and sideways and every which way. And I wasn't a huge Clinton fan. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I didn't hate him, but I didn't, I wasn't like, oh, Clinton, But
I mean,
I think after that, it went down.
You can literally name, any, and I tend to vote the other way, but I mean, there's plenty of good things I can say about plenty of Democrats. And there are plenty of bad things I can say about plenty of Republicans.
Oh God, yeah.
So I mean,
equal opportunity.
With me, it's not a D or an R thing. It's I have my opinion on things, and whatever. If you don't like them, I don't care. My opinion.
Man, I was really fascinated by my parents were big. They were pushing me to vote for Trump back the first time he ran, right? And I didn't do it. I said I can't because I just didn't like him as a person, right? And so I just didn't do it. And then after he was in, I said, all right, given all the other crazy people, I may feel like he's the least of the worst, but even then, I just disagree with so many of the policies of both sides. None of them get it right. They tribe up, do crazy shit. I just give up on them. I totally have. I've given up on all that.
A lot of people think that the boomer generation needs to let younger generations take over in leadership.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know it's going to fix the problem if they are not going to use their brain for something or their head for something other than a hat rack. Because you just use common sense in this world, and you can see what to do and what not to do, and forget all the who's going to like you and who's not going to like you. Just do the right thing. Good God.
To me, the biggest thing to me, the biggest problem is everybody wants to do everything from the federal level down. Let California be California and do California things. Let Florida be Florida and do Florida things. Let Texas be Texas, do Texas things. That's for every state. I mean, that's the way
but Slim, you're right, because then you have an option to say, I don't want to live in Florida. I want to live in New York, or I don't want to live in California. I want to live in Georgia. But when you take everybody,
the thing is, live wherever you want. I mean,
but you can't if they make everything the same across the whole 50 states. Then you got to leave the country, and what other country are you going to go to? This is the last bastion of having some semblance of freedom that we have. That's the problem. See,
I mean,
then
every state has some sort of U.S. freedom. I mean,
well, the federal government, like the bump stock law that Trump went through, right? Across the whole geography here, we all cannot have them, supposedly. Well, it's harder to enforce than you think. But that's an example of how you can't just have a painted rule across all 50 states if you want to have real freedom thrive. Each state can do their thing. Yeah.
There hasn't been an amendment created in my lifetime.
Doesn't mean anything. They're passing laws. I mean,
I know.
And that right there is part of the problem. And I've said this for years about the war on drugs. To get rid of alcohol, they had to amend the Constitution. I haven't seen anybody do that as far as any illegal drugs.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Saleen, we have 5 people in here. If you have someone in the back room.
No, there's no one in the back room right now. I had to take a ballot out because there's too much background noise. It's beginning to get annoying.
I know. It sounded like he was moving furniture. as Lou would say. Sounds like he was moving furniture.
I sound like he's playing with bubble wrap while clicking his mouse or something. And what is this about Battle Angel being multi-talented or multifaceted? What did I miss here?
TV made a comment saying that something about me having talents, or like he didn't know I had so many talents or something like that. So I just acknowledge that I'm multifaceted. So
can we stop with the sexual double entendres here, please?
Well, no, they didn't know that she could drive a stick. They didn't know that she was an expert marksman. Finding out.
Okay, no, I did not use the term expert marksman now. So for the record, that was my first time ever shooting guns, and I just happened to be very good at shooting the AR-15. So that was.
Well, we're gonna take you hunting, next month.
But if you're up to trying new things, I've got a Russian-made AK-47 I'll bring with me to the Olympics.
I'm always up for trying new things, so yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
If you ever get down to Florida, I'll give you a shot at driving my car, but it's a lot different than Lou's.
In what way?
Much stiffer clutch.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's serious. He got real serious with the Saleen, man. When you start after-marketing things, BA, it becomes almost race car type. I mean, I'm sure he's not racing
I'm about to say, that's Saleen's got a whole lot more power than Lou's Mustang, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Lou was surprised.
Oh, okay. So, hey,
but
look, I mean.
He didn't like having to use a stick shift knob with a Florida Gator logo on it.
Of course not. Of course not. He had to go and take a shower after driving your car.
No doubt.
Yeah. All good, though.
He was a good sport about it, though.
Yeah. Well, most people.
He didn't hurt the damn thing. That's
well,
all
look, I may surprise you, Saleen, when I drive your car. So, just saying.
Well, he's got a nice, easy hydraulic clutch, and I don't.
Oh.
It makes it a lot harder to push. Yeah. You got to put your foot on it. It ain't just tapping it. It's like, get on it. You got to almost.
Okay.
The Slim Big Bone says you make him sick.
Okay.
Wait, what did
he said? The fact that Slim Shady supports killing people makes me sick.
Slim didn't say he supports killing
Oh,
people. Dang, big
his
bone.
little feelers are hurt. He's so cute.
He only wants to kill the bad people. You know, I mean, come on.
I think I know what he's mad about. I think it's
He
because
isn't mad.
he-
He's just joking.
well, I think I agree with you, but I think maybe he's talking about Slim Shady. Maybe he thought he said something about guns. I don't know, but
Hey, guess what? There's a foolproof way to make sure I don't kill you. Don't kick down my front door, and I won't kill you. I promise.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is fair. You're absolutely right. That is
Don't
fair.
try and
All right,
steal my
fellas. I am headed home.
Good.
Thank you for letting me join.
Be
I'm
careful.
trying to keep to my promise of not driving and live streaming. So.
Yes, we will not be doing that anymore, BA.
Yes, I will not. I will not be doing that anymore. Thank you for having me on. You guys have a great evening.
Later.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
So Slim, you're the same way I am. I'm like, don't mess with me, and I won't mess with you. I don't go hunting for trouble. I don't go asking somebody, looking for somebody to, have a problem with or beef with. But man, they come on your front door, you start kicking in your door, or hell,
different
out
states
in
have
public.
different laws about that. My opinion is, if somebody comes to your house, you should be allowed to kill them.
But guess what? I don't care what state I live in. You come in my door at 3 a.m, you're dead. That's just the way
you won't make it.
Well, different states have different laws.
Now,
It doesn't matter. Don't care about the law.
I swear I don't. To me, you want to be scared about something going on in this country, because everybody these days is scared of something. The fact that Kyle Rittenhouse is sitting in a courtroom right now should scare the ever-loving shit out of everybody.
I saw those videos. It looked like a pretty good case for self-defense to me, but then again, I don't live in a lunatic state like Minnesota.
No, that was in Wisconsin. And guess what? He didn't even he went beyond Wisconsin law. He actually did, because there are certain states that
Okay, see, now I'm confused, because Big Bone at first he said that that Slim Shady supporting killing people makes him sick. Now he's saying that they should allow us to own flamethrowers. Now I'm confused.
And Rick Sanchez says, I'm Ted Bundy and Slim is Ted Nugent.
Wait a minute.
How am I Ted Bundy? I didn't go to Florida State.
I got to correct that. You can own a flamethrower. That's perfectly legal.
Oh, wait, you can?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I mean, if you have deep enough pockets, I mean, I can show you right now where there's a howitzer for sale.
Hang on, Jerry Wells, is Boogie 2988 still alive? That's shocking to me. You should see the size of it. I used to be subscribed to his channel, Boogie 2988. This guy was immense.
But no, to make it perfectly, I've said it on Lou's show before. Me and him got in this conversation on the morning show. I carry a gun every day. I hope I never have to pull it on anybody.
Who's got talking in the background?
That's not me. I can mute myself.
I think that's Huff.
But if we do send in,
That's Huff Billy talking to somebody in the background.
All right, well, he can unmute when he comes back.
No, what I was saying is I carry a gun every day, and I hope I never have to draw it on anybody. I really don't want to.
But if somebody comes up through your house, then.
But not even somebody comes to my house. You get to acting too foolish in public. I almost drew my gun on somebody in Atlanta because some homeless dude got a little closer than I felt comfortable to my daughter.
Well, in Atlanta, I can certainly understand it. During the Slob Olympics in Atlanta, you noticed that if everyone was watching me, you notice I didn't get too far away from any crowd of the rest of us, because safety in numbers, and I figured there had to be at least 3 or 4 of you guys that were carrying.
Shit, I had 3 or 4 on me. What are you talking about?
Well, there you go. So my strategy worked, didn't it, Slim? I went home. Look, I got there with a certain amount of stuff in one piece. I left there with the same amount of stuff plus a couple of things I bought, and still in one piece. You know, you don't get to age 56 by being stupid.
Nope.
My friends.
If you get to age 56 and you've surpassed the average age of a lifespan of someone in Afghanistan.
Well, let me put it this way. I got to age 56 and I look back and I say, how the fuck did I get to age 56?
Everybody does dumb things. I mean, you don't learn without making mistakes.
I've made more than a few, trust me.
Wait, so Slim, you're saying that you almost pulled your gun on somebody?
I came close. I had my hand on it.
I saw one time, I don't know if it's the same time you're talking about, but I saw your hand move conspicuously to a certain spot on your body at least once, and you were looking at somebody, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting behind Brett.
Well, and like I said, I hope I don't have to, but like I said, I spent almost 3 years working in a prison. You notice things. You notice how people act. Talk about making mistakes. I ran the streets as a teenager. I mean, I did things I could have done time for.
Is Uncle Lou talking about me?
I don't know. I remember there was an incident in my family. My maternal grandpa, I called him grandpa. My mother's father. They were living in Boston at the time, and there had been a patient of his. He was a doctor, ears, nose, and throat doctor. And there was a patient that was threatening him. And he had acquired a 38. And they came out of a restaurant one day, my grandma and my grandpa, and he popped out of nowhere and attacked my grandma, and he plugged him. He had learned how to shoot, and he was a former Army doctor, and he knew how to handle a gun, and he plugged him, and he was dead on the scene. And it was, the cops called it a good kill. I mean, it was legit self-defense. He was defending his wife. The man was armed with a knife, and he had come at her with it and had his hand on her, and he plugged him. And that took 5 years of litigation to clear himself for what they called it a good kill at the scene. They didn't arrest him. They never arrested him. They never charged him with anything. But he spent the next 5 years in court trying to clear out all the crap surrounding. Now, this was Boston, Massachusetts. It ain't got any better from then to now, trust me. But that's the kind of thing you have to deal with if you pull a gun and you use it. Hell, even if you pull it in some states, but he pulled it and he used it, and that was 5 years of his life. And he always told me, whenever we talked about it, he said, don't be afraid to use it if you have to, but make damn sure of where you are and what you're doing when you pull that gun, because
he's basically saying make sure.
Look what happened to me.
He's basically saying make sure you have to use it.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't want to use it. This was a physician. This was, do no harm, Hippocratic oath, et cetera, et cetera. This was a well-respected man in the community, and he took somebody's life to defend himself and his wife. And I'm glad he did. I'm glad he was still around to tell me about it, obviously. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to do it, you better be damn sure of what you're doing, because the consequences. I mean, I listen to a lot of talk radio, obviously, and there's a company out there, USCCA, I believe they're called. Their purpose is if you have a CCA and you use your gun, they're there to protect your rights post use, because you may commit a righteous kill or righteous shooting, and you may be well within your rights, but the prosecutor will still come after your ass. And these kind of organizations are out there to make sure that your rights after the shooting are protected,
You're absolutely
and that you're not part of an illegal or vicious prosecution by some guy who's looking to make his bones,
you're
at your expense. So
it is called USCCA, and me and my wife both have paid memberships.
And as soon as I get my CCA, I'll join USCCA because their reputation is sterling.
And your question, Colby, Uncle Lou was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. He's just got a few of his facts wrong.
No. It's it's a mess.
No, Colby's right there. What am I talking about?
Yeah. He was asking about.
By the way, your watch is on the way. It's scheduled to be here this weekend, and then I'll ship it and give you a tracking number. SaleenDriver always pays his debts. I am no deadbeat.
Yeah. I'm amazed that you haven't got run over in the road yet, walking and talking. That's the thing that Lou keeps trying to
come on with the walking. My neighborhood was designed for the most part without side. Now, okay, time out. My neighborhood is divided up into 3 sections depending on when it was built. Section 1 was built with, and they added bike paths. They widened the streets and they added bike paths. They delineated lined bike paths. Section 2 was built with wide streets, no bike paths. Section 3 was also built with no the older part of Section 3 was also built with no sidewalks. Section 3 newer, or maybe Section 3.5, was built with sidewalks. So part of my route of walking has no sidewalks. Part of it has sidewalks. Where the sidewalks are available, I use them. Where they're not available, I'm in the street. So stop it.
Now,
I'm 56 years old. I know how to walk in the street.
Now, to his point a little bit, though, I mean, you got all these, I said to his point a little bit, you got all these old folks running around in these 500 horsepower Cadillac. I'm just saying, that's a recipe for disaster.
They may not see you.
But I'm walking against traffic, so I see.
Okay.
Well, for the most part, I walk against traffic, so I see the cars coming at me, and there's plenty of yards to dodge into them. And yes, I have had to step into someone's yard or driveway on occasion when I walk, so that, because there's some old techachta who doesn't see me. Or some or delivery van who can't, be bothered to move out of my way. So,
I mean, by the way, considering older people mostly buy Cadillac, who thought it was a good idea to put 500 plus horsepower in a Cadillac?
Well, only certain Cadillacs have 500 horsepower, and the old people are not buying those.
I don't know why bikers get on the street anyways. It's just dangerous. They should be on the sidewalk.
Anyway, the point being, I didn't get to the age I'm at by not knowing how to walk and pay attention to traffic. So
I didn't see your reflective vest. Safety first, sir.
Your age has nothing to do with it.
Well, I didn't get this far in life without knowing how to watch the traffic coming towards me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's just funny. You know how Lou is. He likes to find something to pick at. And so that's
well, yes. I mean, Lou is being Lou. So I've known Lou for going on 7 years now, so I know what to expect out of Lou. I mean, he has a very active mind and a very and his mind is very agile and it works well, and he's one of those people that can think up shit on the spot, and and that kind of active mind, but it isn't without its level of predictability.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying that's the way it is,
Yeah. Nothing wrong.
It's not a bad thing. He's very entertaining. He's also very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
To a point.
Waiting for the next thing to be thrown. You got a shoe. Now we got mustard. He's running out of words for the show. He's
Now, what is Rick Sanchez saying? I need to respect other people's rights. In what manner are you talking about, sir? How do I not respect other people's rights? I haven't kicked you off the channel yet.
Oh, I'll fully admit there are times that I don't respect other people's rights as much as I harp on it. Because I'll point out my own hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Now, Lou is saying I should wear a bright yellow safety vest. But Lou, you and my mom say the same thing, so you must be a Jewish mother.
But no, I mean, you do have to be able to point out your own hypocrisy as much as I.
Yes, you do. You do. You have to. And it's funny because people don't like to do that a lot. They don't know how to be self-deprecating. I have more faults than most humans. Yeah. I mean, come on.
I mean,
now Lou is saying I have Alzheimer's. And meanwhile, Tiger Baskin says he's going to come down to Florida and look for me with a carton of eggs.
What?
Well, he says I'll carry a carton of eggs with me in case I see Saleen on the road or in the road. So now I'm going to get pelted with eggs. If I wear a safety vest, I'll get pelted with eggs. So now I'm incented not to wear a safety vest because I don't want to get pelted with eggs. So I'm confused now. I am very confused.
Huffer Billy Paul, I'll even go farther and give you a perfect example. As much as I harp on, the right everybody has, according to the Supreme Court, you have the right to burn the American flag. I'm going to stomp your ass. You do it in front of me.
But they have that right. Yeah,
but
I don't.
That's where my own hypocrisy is.
Yeah.
You remember that case in Stokey way back where the bunch of neo-Nazis wanted to march through Stokey, Illinois, which is heavily populated with Jews.
Yeah.
And the ACLU, which ironically is heavily populated with Jewish lawyers, defended them. I mean, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. And, the libertarian in me says, yeah, they have the right to do that. The nice Jewish boy in me says, no.
Fuck no.
No, they should be banned from that.
And I don't think you'll find anybody that disagrees with you, but at the end of the day, it's not easy to stand on principle. I absolutely despise people like that, racists, whether they be Klan members, skinheads, whatever. But they have the right to believe what they believe, just like you have the right to believe what you believe.
Yep. Unfortunately, even though they're a bunch of idiots. Yep.
Yes, they are.
Jerry,
absolutely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I think, Jerry, there are public walking paths in my area. I would have to drive to them to get there. They don't have enough parking, and I just would rather walk in my own
I'm
neighborhood.
on mute myself for a second. I gotta see this phone feud.
All right. And I like walking in my neighborhood. It's
nice.
It's nice. You've seen the videos. It looks nice. The route, I know the route well. I see people I know, and I get, sometimes stop and talk to them. It's safe. The traffic is relatively light and manageable, and y'all are just harping too much on me walking in a residential neighborhood on the street.
I hate
There
right,
shouldn't
right
be.
next to Meshuggah.
Yeah.
I
We're not
hate
gonna-
website stole my comment before I could get it out there.
I fucking hate Illinois Nazis. I remember that.
He beat me to it. He did.
He did. He did.
That's an amazing movie.
That was a good scene.
Yeah.
Don't you all wish that you could just do that? I mean, that was, just especially in a 72 Monaco with a 440.
That's funny as hell.
I would just love to have the 72 440.
I wouldn't
Okay,
blame
it's
that.
over now. It's over. I just had to listen to it for a second. Let me turn the
What
TV.
was it?
It was
What was
Iman and what was his name? Jim.
Say that again.
I don't get Rick Sanchez's comment here. I'm
It
an
was,
island boy and I ran over SaleenDriver. I don't even understand the reference.
You don't want to, believe me. A couple of dumbasses.
I mean,
My God.
just another pair of Florida men. They're going to embarrass my state. That's fine. Have I met? JC wants to know, have I met any gilfs down there? There are probably plenty of gilfs in this area that are well preserved, and that I'm sure there are, but I'm not looking for them. So no, I haven't met any. I've seen them, but I haven't met them. So
G stands for grandma.
grandma,
Yeah.
grandma. I'd like to,
Mm-hmm.
So
I was just trying to get the G part. I knew the other part.
there's plenty of them around, I'm sure, but that I ain't about that life. So
Yeah.
I'd rather
what's
have
that?
one of these.
Yeah, I swore off sex about 12 years ago. I said, nah, no more. I'm done with it.
This is
Gave
one
up
of my
on it.
favorite ones right here. This is one of my favorites.
Holy God. Look at that thing. That's like, I mean, seriously. Come on. That's beautiful.
That's heat treated titanium Damascus. There's only 25 of these out there.
Yeah, you should be arrested for selling addiction things like to watches.
Oh, that's right. You just reminded me. I gotta try and find Pigskin Pete what he wanted. I better
One
write
thing
that
I don't
down.
get why is legal. I don't get why driving barefoot is legal. Like, why don't we fix that?
What do you mean? Is it illegal to drive barefoot?
No, I said it's legal to drive barefoot, and it shouldn't
So
be.
what? Why shouldn't it be? Who cares?
Yeah, why is it a law anyway?
Why do you, dude, that right there is the problem. Too many people caring about what somebody else is doing, Aaron.
I'm just saying. It causes
Jesus Christ.
It causes.
If it ain't hurting you, don't worry about it.
What is this about? What, did I miss something here?
Well, I just know that it causes more car accidents.
No, it doesn't. Teenage drivers cause more car accidents.
Okay, there's a good comment. Jackpot's cardiologist. Can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all try and convince CJ Carolina Jackpot to start walking like y'all are doing? That's funny.
Listen, the guy does.
And Rick Sanchez wants to know if Hufferbilly Paw is a premium subscriber to Pornhub. Why would you pay Pornhub when you can watch it for free?
Why would you ever pay? I mean, I had to learn what it was. I saw it. I think it was in Lou's stream. Somebody said something about Pornhub, and I said, "What the hell is that?" And then I looked it up and went, "Oh, damn! I found a whole new world."
And Jerry Wells wants to know if I pre-plan what watch I wear every day. No, I actually don't. I have a room over here to my left where all my watches are, except for the ones that are right here. And I go in there and I look at them and I look at them all, make sure they're all running properly, and I wait for the one that speaks to me.
I was going to say they talk to you.
Yeah, they talk to me, and I wait for the one that speaks to me the most, and I put that one on. I switch out watches about 3 times a day.
I sense that there's a Twilight Zone skit or short movie that we can make with SaleenDriver and watches talking to him.
Yeah, they all have different voices too. Some of them have accents. Like one of mine is a brand called Glashut, which is German, and speaks to me in the German accent.
But in honor of Jacob here, I've just kicked off my boots and I'm now driving barefoot. So, and I still haven't had an accident.
Well, listen, guys, I gotta. It's 6 o'clock. I've been on for 3 hours. I gotta go.
God,
I
that's
got
a long time.
couple of things to do, so I'm gonna run. I'm gonna shut the stream down.
Yep. Good.
No Ubu. I'm just gone.
Yep.
And but as always, very entertaining. Very much fun. And congratulations to the Braves. And congratulations to Jacob. He's very proud of his Braves for being World Series champions. So, not that I care. I mean, I've seriously watched baseball in my lifetime because I find the sport boring, but to each their own. So, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to kick you out now.
All right, boss.
Talking about guns, too. That's pretty good.
All right, see you.
All right, see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to shut the chat down, or the stream down, I should say, the chat stream, whatever. Thank you guys for stopping by again. One of these days I'm going to figure out why this camera is so screwed up. It really pisses me off, but what can I do? Want to thank you guys for stopping by for episode 80 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me. Be back next week to do it again. I am doing a game stream, 2 game streams this weekend. I'll be doing the Harvard Columbia game at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, the 6th. And at 7:30, I'll do the Florida South Carolina game. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun watching Florida flounder around for another week. Once again, trying to get a clue. I don't know. We're favored by 18 in that game. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can win a game for once. That would be nice. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by, and hope you found it to be as entertaining as I did. And what the hell? Go Gators. Screw you haters. And I'm out. See ya.